You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast. What's up, punters and dribblers? Welcome back to another episode of the Hello Sport Podcast. I'm unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. I'm always jealous of the people who can, like, when they speak, you know, they get that, like whistle, unintentional whistle. It's like an English gentry thing, I feel. Sorry.
You like that? That reminds me of that guy on Family Guy who...
the pervert.
Yeah, the old bloke he likes.
Oh,
What was his name?
What's his caper?
Herbert the pervert.
Herbert the pervert. Yeah.
But what did he used to say? Didn't he used to say, "Ah, there, kids.
Hey, kids. Why don't you come over and clean my knob? No?
That sounded a little bit like Towley from South Park as well.
Towley, dude.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Towley.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There's a new season of South Park. That's one of the all-time great shows, but I haven't watched it for fucking ages. Like, it used to just be a show where it was like harebrained, off the wall. Oh, like someone, you know, they're aliens giving anal probes and shit. And then it's become like pointed political or just cultural commentary.
It's still quite good, isn't it? I haven't watched it for a while.
It is. It is. It's just more that it, like, what it did or what it was has changed.
Yeah.
And I fucking love hearing their takes on shit. But I just haven't watched it for ages. But there's a trailer I saw online for it the next season. It looks pretty funny.
I can't believe they're still rolling it out, dude. It'd be so hard to come up with shit, surely.
Well, when you're that funny and creative,
Maybe not.
maybe not, you know?
Maybe not. Is that a Daylights over there?
It is. Speaking of coming up with things, we've invented this thing called an electrolyte drink.
Listen, it's a world first. World first electrolyte drink. Basically, we've gone heavy on the sodium, punters and dribblers, but not lab grown. Not this lab shit.
No,
This is Murray River salt, mate.
Yep.
Naturally occurring pink salt, the only in, I think, the Southern Hemisphere. I'm going to say the world.
Well, it's definitely not the world, but it is the Southern Hemisphere. And and if you really wanted to look into it, it might just be Australia.
No one else is using naturally occurring pink Australian salt. They're either using lab-grown shit or they're using foreign salts.
Yeah. So
Foreign salts.
which
Think
is
about
gross.
that. Also, specifically designed for the average man.
Yeah.
You don't need to be some rich...
Or woman.
Yeah, or woman.
Mate, think about my wife and
Human.
your wife. Human. My wife breastfeeding currently. Ever heard of breastfeeding? That's when milk comes out of your tits.
Yeah.
She's doing that, and that dehydrates quite significantly, and she is pounds the daylights.
Mate, Ella has one or two a day.
Yeah.
Loves it. Got her through pregnancy, getting her through breastfeeding. She's also got a kid sucking on her tits.
Exactly.
It's crass, but it's true. And she's loving it. But, like, all I'm saying is you don't need to be working out, training for an Ironman in Hawaii to drink electrolytes and to hydrate properly.
No.
You just don't need to. And
Common misconception is that that's the only time you can be dehydrated. That's just incorrect.
also, if you're thirsty as fuck, water's not going to cut it. You need to add shit in there, bro. You need electrolytes. You need sodium. You need fucking potash.
Because that's what you're sweating out. Anyway, that's just, I was drinking that.
Yeah, you were.
That was an unintentional ad at the start of the show, but you can go to begoodhealth.com.au right now and you can get it now. I did have it yesterday in some significant quantities. I may have had 3 yesterday. I had
2 yesterday. I had 2. Too honest and true.
For those just, again, you know, Good Day is a daily multivitamin. Keep you healthy in that. Whereas this is just like, you know, dehydration.
Are you
and
thirsty?
that. Yeah.
Have some electrolytes.
But I was fucking wrecked yesterday. And probably from the whole weekend generally.
You were flat on the phone.
Last week was a busy week for a couple of young dads.
Can I be honest with you? Last week was overwhelmingly busy.
And we removed things. We removed like 2 or 3 things that we had to do.
Did we? We removed one.
Stream, Manly game.
Yeah.
I didn't do the Wednesday morning podcast.
Yeah.
It was an absolute mongrel from the jungle.
Yep.
But it sort of then it ramped up towards the weekend. We had the hacker on Friday, which was great fun.
It was a superb day.
Yeah.
picture perfect weather. Tom and I weren't playing. We're just cruising around the car.
There's a good chance I never play again. It's way funner cruising around just chatting.
Tom drained 3 massive putts. One of them was probably 50 foot.
Yeah, and I was hitting it like I was almost like Tiger. It was like better than Tigers at the Masters, which is starting this week, but like better, bigger, harder. Had to hit it basically up a hill for it then to peel down right down the hill. Doing it for some good friends because we were allowed to be celebrity putters for anyone. So you could come in and like take a shot for you. Mm-hmm. And it was for birdie. And it was glorious. I play way better when it's not for myself.
Yeah, and we play way better when we'll have to do this putt.
Yeah.
Because we've got Scotty Cameron, so obviously
you're always in the shot.
We're always in the mix. But it was a great day. Shout out to Sebo.
He kept it pretty. He kept
it pretty relaxed. Yeah.
What we're hearing, Sebo again.
Nice and sober.
We sort of were thinking like, you know, we have fun playing these things, but it's really about the punter and the dribbler coming along and having a good time. So, you know, like we won't play. It means that there's another room for another team, and it means that we can get around and see everyone, as opposed to if you're playing, you're just sort of off on the course somewhere. Sebo humbly and through no coercion at all decided to do the same thing. You know, just keep it tight. This is his event. But he also, so he sat on a hole. He was feeding people oysters and fireballs. Definitely didn't have any himself, though, right?
No. Definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. All reports are that Sebo definitely didn't have any fireballs.
Yeah.
And definitely didn't have any oysters.
Yeah.
And didn't have any 4 pints.
And didn't have any 4 pints Japanese lagers. It was a 4 pints hole, actually. That's where he was posted on. Japanese lager, heard of it. He, by all reports, was sober the whole time.
So shout out to Sebo. And shout out to the boys putting it together. And shout out to us, Tom, for
also putting it together.
Bringing the vibes.
Yeah. We put it together.
Yeah, we put it together. We definitely put it together.
But obviously, Will, Tobler, Cody, Gabe.
Yep. But we definitely put it together.
Yeah.
You know? So shout out to us. And then we make our way, punters and dribblers, in earnest to Royal Randwick, day one of the championships. Heard of it?
Tickets still on sale for our 4 pints dribblers day out.
We were invited by the ATC.
Shout out to them.
Into the Riders Club, which is in the members' reserve, punters and dribblers. That is exactly where our dribblers day out, thanks to 4 Pines, will be held.
Yep.
Now, we went out there, thanks to the ATC, because we wanted to rip and punt, have a bit of a rip and a tear, and also scope the location.
Yeah, run our eye over it.
It is the best fucking position. I'm telling you right now, it's this sick marquee which opens up onto the grass. It is
up to the rail.
Right up to the rail. It's such a good spot. The sun was shining.
I got sunburnt. You see that photo I sent you at the end?
No.
I sent it to you and Jay, and I was like, because I had to go after the race, I had to go to the birthday party, and I was fucking roasted. My own fault, because there was shade. I didn't use cream. But either way, the sun pounding down.
Oh, he pounded. Oh, she pounded down.
Yeah.
She pounded down. So the spot is immaculate. The service was immaculate. The marquee's immaculate.
Table service.
The table, it's just the best setup, punters and dribblers. Unmissable. Link in the bio for tickets.
Yeah, link in the bio for tickets, absolutely right. 19th of April.
But I wanted to say one thing on that, though. So Tom and I went out on the weekend. We looked, I don't know if you saw, but we looked unbelievable.
We looked unforgettable.
We looked unforgettable. Yes, we did. But what we noticed is that maybe going as
full bogans
isn't going to, it's not going to be what the area deserves.
No, and I also think, well, we were sort of having this discussion, like part of going to the races is looking hot as shit, but then with a touch of bogan, as opposed to going full bogan fineries.
Well, so the touch of bogan will be the fedora.
Yes.
Provided by our friends at 4 Pines.
Yes.
The punters and dribblers fedora. I think dress however you like. If you want to look sexy, dress sexy.
Yeah.
If you want to dress like a bogan, go for gold.
Go for that as well. But there are certain geez, we did look good. There are certain race day rules. How about Neil? So the crinkle cut pants. I've been at the races all day, bro.
Yeah.
You can't get through a full day of ripping and tearing without getting some creases.
Mate, there isn't
in
a
your
steam
pants.
room where you go and get your pants
Jesus.
steamed. What are we talking
You ever
about?
been before? Now.
They're just being mean to you.
No,
mate.
I know. This been mean, bro. You wouldn't looking good bosses. We aren't your bosses. Business partners.
But sure, call us bosses. But it's not accurate. But sure. I tell you who.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll tell you who.
Yeah?
Good styles of blokes.
Yeah, good styles of
Couple
blokes.
of good styles of blokes. This is the problem with getting into the movers and shakers area on the grass at the races,
Front and centre.
is that you come across people that,
Also like to move and shake.
well, but they don't carry themselves like movers and shakers either.
They are.
But they just are by virtue of what they do. And you want to hate them on a
Club level.
On a club level. Yep. But then you sit down with Sammy Walker and Sandon Smith for basically an entire day. And you
Become best mates.
You become best mates. You enjoy a couple of
Bets.
Well, some bets and
Some whiskeys.
some whiskeys, and you enjoy each other's company. You get to know one another. Hey, what about this? Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? Where'd you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Like all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And you become great mates.
You do. Sandon Smith, good Central Coast stock. Tom.
Coasty?
Love a coast.
Sammy Walker suckling off the New South Wales teat and knows it.
And knowing it. And proud of it. Proud to suckle. Great styles of blokes. We had a fucking terrific day. We were up on the punt, then we were down on the punt, then we were sort of about even on the punt, then we weren't down. We were down.
We were probably down.
But we had an absolute red hot Australian crack.
The
There was a big.
The Ned's hosted pots was just that's a lot of fun.
Oh my God, the Ned's hosted pot was pumping on Saturday.
Yeah,
We started the way so well,
dude. Okay,
I'd probably 5 of the first 7 races.
yeah. No, we were literally on what you would call a rugby league heater. The big fuck up was missing Steffi Magenta or whatever the fuck it was.
Steffi
Steffi Magnetica.
At 70 Magnicata or whatever, but it was $17.
Yep. Boosted would have been a different story.
And the way the pot works, for those of you that don't know, is basically within the Neds app, if you're part of the About Even group, it's like a buy-in, $20. And then with all that, with everyone who's bought in, then Eddie and I are responsible for deciding what we bet on.
Yep.
And we were making good returns for the fine people in the pot. And then we missed Steffi Magnicata.
We missed a Steffi Magnetica, whatever the name is, and at 17s, which just goes like
that changes your life.
That's life-changing stuff. We missed that, and then off the back of it, we fall into a rugby league heap. We start buying into the will of the people a little bit more than our own will. Sort of Saturday, was it Saturday night? We privately were like Stafford Tower, but the people in the group
were
wanted
shitting
some
on Stafford
fucking,
Tower.
they wanted some mega bet.
The wheels started falling off, but it was all very responsible and within the realms of, it's like $20 buy-in, so you're not out there losing anything fucking significant, which kind of makes it fun.
But God, it was fun,
dude. So much fun.
I had the best fucking time.
Same. I had
on
the best
Saturday.
day.
Honestly, next Saturday, not this Saturday.
Next
Saturday, the 19th. If you have got even just the slightest self-respect, you'll be there ripping and tearing with us because it is like the day of days.
It really is the day of days. The ticket does include food, booze for the day.
Yep.
And then obviously ticket also includes good times.
Yeah, it does.
Included.
Yes, good times. No, good times included.
After this, so we had a full day on the sauce and punts at the races. I then had to go to a dear friend's surprise birthday party, which ended up not being a surprise.
How?
He found out about it, I don't know. But it was a murder mystery dinner party. So, you get a character, you got to know who you are, and then there's like someone there who runs these games. Like there's some random person there who's like hosting this event, sort of walking.
Were they a weirdo?
I mean, listen, you probably it's an odd career. So you're not necessarily interesting. I'll say interesting. Can I say interesting?
Yeah, you can say interesting. What do they pay someone like that?
I didn't pay for anything, so I'm not going to ask that. What are you getting paid tonight, sweetheart?
Well, I mean, just whoever organised. I'd just be curious to know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'd be shitloads. But you've got all these different, like, you've got all the murder mystery information and, like, the storylines going on in this section and this character and this. Anyway, me and Joyce, whose birthday it was, we were the same guy because the numbers had sort of got fucked out because someone pulled out. So we were the same character, which was good because, like, we just got to, like, be in cahoots with each other with what was going on. I was so fucked. I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way you knew what was going on.
Mate, I'd been at the races all day. I then come in to just the most phenomenal oysters and wines and just all this shit. And I'm like, friend of the show, LB, Nude Soon, giving me some vegan cig. I'm like, I can't follow along with anything here. Like, and then you've got to read out your parts. You got to be in character and reading it out. And I wasn't even really paying attention.
Follow shit.
Dude, I was meant to be this New York lawyer. And
did you put an accent on?
Yeah, but I went Southern by accident. I'm like, well, I do declare
that's the only American voice you can do.
I know. They were like, that's pretty Southern. I'm like, fuck it, I'm here now.
Yeah.
But it was actually a lot of fun. Like, even though I wasn't really able to pay attention, like follow, it was actually fucking funny.
Were you any close? Were you any chance of figuring it out?
No way.
Is it whoever figures it out first gets?
You basically get all the way through to the end, and then you get to the phone. And he goes, "All right, everyone, like, say who you think it is." And only one person picked it. I didn't. Me and Joyce looked at each other like, "Who the fuck do you think did this?" We were going to pick ourselves because you actually don't know who's done it. Like, you don't even really know if you did it.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't us though.
So people get up and say stuff. Is that essentially how it works?
Yeah, we're all sitting around the table. I was initially thinking like, oh, we're going to be in like all different rooms of the house. Like, it was a candlestick in the.
Yes. That's what I actually thought it was.
But you're actually able just to sit down at the dinner table, you're eating, you're chatting shit, and then it's like, all right, time for the next segment, and you do that. And then it sort of meanders along. There's like 10 of us. A lot of fun. But Dad had one of the most ungodly sessions. Got to the races at midday, and I left there at like maybe 1:30. Fell asleep in the Uber.
That's a big day on the piss.
Fell asleep in the Uber. Sunburnt. Looking fantastic still in my fineries from the races. You know what I mean? It takes more than 12 hours on the piss to undo what was done in terms of how good we looked at the races.
A few golden arches when you got home?
No, mate. Straight to bed. I've passed out on the couch. I fell asleep in the Uber. Mate, I fell asleep in the Uber. But then
I thought you might have like recharged enough to fucking
no.
Have a final
on the couch, half suited. Kitties woke me up in the morning. I looked disgraceful.
What do you tell them when you're been on the couch?
I say I slept in here because I came home late.
Yeah, right.
And
in your suits, reeking of piss.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the only. I don't like. You want to try and avoid doing that too often.
Yeah.
I don't want to be some like.
You don't want to make that every couple of nights.
Oh yeah, Dad stinks of alcohol on the couch. That's not a great look.
No, but
I'm aware of that.
Yeah, but Dad earned it after a big week.
Dad earned it. Dad doesn't do that often.
No.
Dad doesn't have a 12-hour sesh races into a murder mystery.
No, but Dad earned it.
Doing a southern
Last
accent?
week was etch. Good etch, but like long.
Good etch, but just a lot.
Yeah.
But listen. There are many moments where I'm grateful, but like being at the races, having the hacker, all that sort of stuff. It's busy, but it's not like it's pretty fucking easy work we get to do, old boy. But
Correct.
It was busy.
It was busy.
And then we didn't go to the Manly game because we were definitely hungover, and because our wives were like, hold on a second, you're taking the piss.
It would have been taking the piss territory.
Yep.
Because my wife, with our 4-week-old, she's like been gone. She went the big lift last week, and I was out a lot, and I was at work for long days, and then I was at Hackers, and then I'm at the races, and it's just like, listen, if I'm now going to Manly to watch the footy, I just don't think I didn't want to because I'm at my core, I'm a good family man.
Yeah.
I was like, that's too much.
Yeah. It's all you've got to know when to hold them
and when to fold them. And Tobler, just an update for the people. How did Baddie Patrol go over the weekend?
Batty Patrol.
Have we officially announced that you're back on the market?
Oh, I guess so. Is this the...
Well, we just did. Because,
Yeah.
if you haven't noticed, he's lost a heap of weight and he's got a flash
Cool haircut.
Fresh fade?
Yeah.
Fresh fade, which he was
Fresh
telling
fade.
everyone about at the golf day.
He's lost, what, 10 kilos?
Like 8 or 9.
Call it 9.
Huge, well done.
Ran up to 10.
And
Well done, Tobler.
losing. Thank you. Yeah, Batty Patrol. First patrol over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd you go?
It was mainly a lot of patrolling. Still just getting used to being back out on the patrol, but I'll keep you updated. I've now recruited Willie to join the patrol.
Yep.
So we've doubled in size.
Yep.
That's great.
That's encouraging.
100% increase week on week
Yeah.
from patrol members.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that is good. Listen, it's probably worth just saying that then. If you're a couple of baddies out there who are also looking for,
If you want to get patrolled on.
or you're looking to patrol, you're doing some patrolling of your own.
Yes.
Yes. If you wanna be a
Uncle
patrollee-
Wiramu here, who's 6'4", jacked, hot.
Yeah. If you're looking for a couple of patrolmen.
Couple of patrollers and Tommy Tobler, fresh 10 kilos lighter,
Yeah.
faded out the arse.
Absolutely. New Testament.
Driving a Nissan Patrol.
Reach out.
You in a patrol, are you?
No.
Good styles of blokes.
Good
Reach
styles
out,
of blokes.
baddies.
Reach out, baddie.
Yeah.
Punters and Dribblers, April 19th, Hello Sport, 4 Pints, Dribblers Day Out. Tickets are on sale right now. It's a day of the races, Randwick members, trackside, and a day not to be missed. Ticket price includes booze and food. Edward, what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. An opportunity of a rugby league lifetime. Easter long weekend. You get the Friday off and the Monday off. So no excuses. Play like a champion.
Yep.
This is set up to be one of the great days of all time. We did a test run, Tom and I, on Saturday. Happy to report this will be absolutely unmissable. Move fast. Tickets selling fast. They're in the bio. They're in the show notes. Quick. Thank you, 4 Pints.
Do we want to do the man of the game first, just because it sort of feels like the most recent one and, it's sort of relevant and all that? Quick Boyle update for everyone as well. I don't know if we've had a Boyle update. And for those of you that don't know, I had a boil or a cyst or an abscess or some shit. I don't know exactly what the fuck
He had
it
a
was.
Susan, and that's that.
Every single motherfucker at the golf day came up asking me about Susan. How's Susan? Where's Susan? What's happening with Susan? Getting messages from mates. How's Susan going? Susan, I regret to inform you, is basically dead.
Poor old Susan, eh?
Yeah. Got fucking hairy there. I had to go get it drained again last week. That was painful. Because
Again? Did you get it drained twice?
once at home it happened, naturally.
Oh, yeah.
And the other
then
time I
once
went
you
to the
squealed.
doctors and
Squealed.
I'm about to give the people, see, I'm not like you. I'll come and bare my soul. You hide away because you're trying to be cool. I fucking went to the doctors and he was
I
like,
haven't
we
had
got
any
to...
fucking Boyle's lands,
Mate, it's generally speaking, mate. I come in here and I bear me rugby league soul. I had to go to the doctors again. He said, let's drain this bitch. I'm going to numb it for you. He gave me about 6 numbing needles. And that was horrendously painful. Needles into the eye of the thing and around and the surrounding areas. And he's like, all right, we'll just give that a second to numb before I start hooking into this thing. We're just going to get it. He kept calling it gubbins. We're going to get the gubbins out of it. I'm like, righto, dude. I don't know what that means. Anyway, by the time he goes to get the gubbins out, dude, it was the most unnumb thing in the world. Like, it was fucking so full of feeling.
So the gubbins wasn't numbed.
The gubbins is what's in the boil.
Right.
The boil itself.
So can I ask, Tom? Can you only find gubbins in a boil?
I said to the guy, I go, gubbins? What the fuck?
Gubbons?
We might need to get a definition here. I said to him, I said, gubbins sounds like an oldie, worldy type of word. Good style of a word.
Gubbins?
Yeah, get the gubbins out. And I was like, what the fuck's that? And he's like, well, that's just what's inside. And I'm like, is that a technical term or is that? And he's like, oh, no, it's probably one like your grandma would have said.
Yeah, it's like it means miscellaneous items or like paraphernalia.
So I think he just liked the word.
All the latest
because-
films, books, and electronic gubbins. But there's another.
Right. So this guy was a
use of
huge.
it.
He uses gubbins all the time.
He was trying to flex on me with old words.
There's another
Well, I think
thing
he
that
just
it would be like
found an
inside of
opportunity
something.
to use the word gubbins.
And he used it multiple times to the point where I had to ask. Like, what is gubbins? What in this anyway? In this instance, gubbins is not miscellaneous items. It's pus and blood. When he starts hooking into it, I'm laying on my side. I'm in a doctor's surgery. It's like maybe 6:30, 6 o'clock at night. And so it's relatively quiet in the surgery. There's not many people in there. But I was laying on the bed, and I'm just waiting for it, thinking it's going to be numb. And he just hooks in. I go, holy fuck. And I'm like, sorry. And the kid's going, I go, oh, shit. Fucking hell. I couldn't contain myself. I was screaming. At one point, I called him brah. I go, oh, brah. Fuck, brah. And I'm like, sorry, dude. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not in control of what I'm saying here. It's fucking killing me to the point where he's like, I got some of the gubbins out, but this numbing ain't working. I think he just let me go because I was being a pussy, though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There was like, and I went out to the nurses and I was like, I'm really sorry. Did you hear that? And they're like, no, we didn't hear it. But you weren't that loud. I was like,
well, I feel like you and I need to get the gubbins out.
Of where?
Of our souls.
We need to get some gubbins out of our souls.
Because yesterday was a shit show.
Yeah, fucking, you're telling me.
Yesterday was a fucking shit show, and I got some gubbins that needs lancing. Let me tell you.
Lance the rugby league boil.
Let's lance the rugby league boil, mate. First things first, we didn't lose by 50.
No.
We didn't lose by 50. If you want to look for silver linings in a boil-infested world, then that's where you start.
Could I also, off the back of that, a bit more positivity?
Mm-hmm.
It was 48. When was the last time they scored? 62. Yep. So we essentially had 20 minutes.
We won a full half of footy.
But
the back end of both halves.
We won a third of a half. We didn't win a half. That's a damn sure. They scored like
no. So halves go for 20 minutes.
Half
goes for 40 minutes, and we won the last 20 minutes in both halves.
Oh, so okay,
First and second
if you want
half.
to put that in together, there, yeah.
It's just that the halves that they won
were
biblical.
The first and second.
No, but they put
they put more points on
11, 13, 16, so 3 tries.
Yeah.
Then 50, 53, 58, 62. Right.
I think that it shows a tremendous amount of premiership medal to be 2 points away from the rugby league abyss, which is a 50-point scoreline put on you, which statistically means you can't win the comp, right?
Which would be the Boyle equivalent of need to get your leg amputated.
Yes. This is
so we lanced this thing just in time.
Just in time.
Yeah.
We held on.
Yes.
So no one thinks, oh, Manly sucked. No, we don't. We lost 48-24 in a tough, grueling game without our best player. Mm-hmm. And you could argue the fact they didn't get 50 is I'm not going to say moral victory, but a victory for Manly.
Correct. Now, anyone that watched the game yesterday will agree with this. At 18-10 at halftime, you thought to yourself, this is a game of rugby league football.
Yeah, we're in for a game of rugby league football.
We're in for a game. Like, they started very well, the Storm, as they can.
Munster was looking hot.
Munster was looking so good. He was
like stutter stepping, goose stepping, then sprint. It was just fucked up.
He was proving himself to be a real handful.
Yep.
But then we start to get into the game, and the second half of the first half, stay with me now, was all Manly.
You'd call that the second quarter if you wanted to.
The second, thank you, Tom, to use a quarter.
An AFL term.
Well, AFL term, that's right. We looked good, and 18-10 at the half, you go, this game could be anything.
Yep.
And it was at that point anything. It was a great game of footy. Good Day Hill was absolutely bursting at the seams, heaving. Dappled in gorgeous afternoon HD light. Yes, we've entered HD territory because daylight savings is over. And you thought, they're fucking oath. Now, I was pumped at this point. I was excited for what the second half was going to hold, Tom. My spirit was quickly crushed. After the break when they just scored 4 tries.
Sometimes having your spirit crushed quickly is better than it happening slowly. Depends. But I
didn't enjoy any part of that first.
No, I didn't enjoy it. It was fucking gross.
Third quarter.
It was fucking disgusting to watch. I am going to say something that may be controversial. I flirted with it in the green room, and I don't know whether I'm correct because obviously I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't.
it's worth sort of reiterating that. I think I'd prefer to see Garrick or Cooler at fullback than Lehigh. I think he's good, but he's not. He feels like he's lacking. I feel like in some defensive deficiencies potentially. He's still as young as they come. I don't see an issue with him just biding his time on the wing for a little bit longer, where he's cutting his teeth. I honestly would probably prefer Ruben, but Cooler's fucking hot, dude. He looked good at centre. Cooler could be good.
Cooler looked great yesterday. What I'd say on Garrick at fullback is, do you remember maybe 2 seasons ago? Time gets away from you, punters, dribblers. When Garrick spent most of the year at fullback, might have been 3 seasons ago, killed it, and then just never went back there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm happy to see it again.
I'm happy to see it again, but I am all... Garrick is not... He's quick, but he's not that quick. Like, there's maybe a part of me that thinks, like, Cooler out the back of shape with his just raw, unbridled rugby league pace, wind through the hair sort of stuff. That maybe that's who I'd like to see. And then you bring Tommy Talau back into the centres. And you can keep Saab, you keep Lehigh on the wing, Ruben's in the centres where he wants to play.
Cooler's out the back and Tommy Talau back in.
As it currently sits, the last 2 weeks with Lehigh, I feel like it's blunting what he can do. It's too much going on for the kid.
Simplify it.
You're on the wing.
Nothing simpler than wing.
Yep. No disrespect to wingers, but just in terms of...
Well, I mean, listen.
Stand there, catch
let's put it this way, wingers. In terms of reading the game, you're always jamming in and getting it wrong. And I'm talking to the league. I'm talking to the league generally here.
Wingers generally, yeah.
So, like, if you can't even be trusted not to jam in, then you could argue that fullback may be a bridge too far.
Listen, just early on, maybe it's just, it's cutting your teeth stuff. It's really...
And I'm not talking to Lehigh specifically. No, I'm talking to all wingers.
It's really about cutting your teeth in this game.
Got to cut your teeth. But
it was a shit performance defensively.
It was
disgusting.
Fucking awful, Tom. It was 48 points.
There's something about, again, I don't know what it is about me being hungover. I feel like Manly play worse when I'm hung.
Yep. We were cursed, though, as well. Jinxed, rather.
Well, you're talking about from a wagering perspective.
Talking about from random stats guy.
Oh, that's right. That fucking clown.
Put up a post saying Manly are undefeated when playing under the shadow of the Good Day Hill.
Yeah.
Which we never mentioned, nor were asking to have mentioned. We intentionally
didn't mention it. We were like, don't bring it up. Rando, obviously one of the members of the About Even team, and so he'll post up some stats on the About Even Instagram, and it was me and Eddie standing in front of the Good Day sign, undefeated, Seagulls record at home with the Good Day Hill. Now, I don't know whether he was doing this as the boys will like this stat, or whether he was doing that. I like to think it was malicious and that he was like, I'm jinxing these fucking bastards.
It was 1,000% malicious.
Yeah.
1,000%.
I felt it was malicious.
It was malicious. That's exactly... Because we always talk shit about the Cowboys, so he's trying to fuck us. That's what that was.
Graphic looks good, but other than that...
Graphic looks great. Graphic looks incredible.
Yeah.
But fuck you, Rando.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. That was
your jinxes. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, this is going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah,
and then someone even commented being like, Storm 13 plus. Yeah. I thought to myself, shit, that's not bad.
That's exactly what it was going to be after that.
Because you can, if you've been doing it as long as I have, Tom and I, you can spot a jinx a mile away. And that was straight from the Rugby League Jinx handbook.
Yeah, it was.
Fuck you, Rando. Listen, not our performance, not our week, not our round, doesn't matter. Didn't lose by 50, can still win the comp. Things to tidy up, defence to tidy up.
Yeah.
Need to be better.
I tell you what.
Though.
We are trying to get Buzz Rothfield on the podcast. Did leave me on red the other day. Not a big deal.
You do reach out.
Just flicked him a text. Actually, I don't know if he left me on red or he just didn't even read it, which is maybe more offensive. But... despite the fact that we would like to have the great and powerful Buzzley Rothfield on, I will say that his article today, in the wake of, a brave loss from Manly, was like, the fucking wheels have fallen off at Manly since Daly Cherry Evans. It's like, but you didn't write that last week when we beat Parramatta. So, were you just waiting for the next loss to write that? Obviously, it wasn't a good loss, but, Why did they not fall off last week if the wheels are falling off?
That's exactly right. Seabold, I think DCE or Seabold was asked about that in the post-match press conference as well. It's like you would have asked this question in 5 weeks' time.
Exactly. It would have been like, oh, is it hard keeping everyone up with the Cherry decision? It's like, and in the article he's like, oh, like whilst this has happened before with other clubs where like it's Fisher Harris signing or Dylan Brown or something else, it's like it's easier for a club for teammates to sort of make their peace with the fact that one of their players is going to another club. But DCE doesn't even he just flat out doesn't want to be at Manly anymore. So that'd be hard to take. I'm like, I don't know. Now listen,
this is the article here. Coach Anthony Seabold will deny it had anything to do with the Cherry Evans circus, but you could almost tell from their body language they just didn't turn up, and you can almost understand why the players look so dispirited
because they were getting pumped. Not because of Cherry Evans.
But if Manly won fucking 10 in a row, they'd go, look at them all playing for Ches in his last season. You could tell from their body language they really love their fucking captain. It's just, you're just riding to whatever happens.
The fuck happens.
Instead of writing it before the game as a predictor, you just wait for the result and then try to mould it.
It's almost the equivalent.
It's garbage.
It's the equivalent of when someone leaves a comment going like, this aged well, or like, nice bet. And you're like, yeah, but like, where was your comment criticising them before?
It's slips, not tips. No, it's tips not slips. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I had them fucking tipped on the weekend, man. I told you they'd win.
Yeah.
On Monday after they win, shut your mouth, lad.
Yeah. It's, but also there's one news.
We won last week, and everyone's up and about, and everyone's cheering him on the hill, and you couldn't rate shit because you all wanted him to get booed, and he couldn't. Then you have to wait a full week to go up against a Melbourne side, full strength Jerome in last minute. Grand finalists. Their average points that they score weeks after a loss is like 38 points.
Yeah.
Like, Melbourne are the best team in the comp, mate. Melbourne are the best team in the comp. They cut the shit. They are full strength. All their thoroughbreds on the park. Yeah. And, we get blown away in a couple of quarters. And then you write the article. Yeah. There were some good signs. There were some poor signs. But then you just write the fucking article to suit your narrative.
So clearly that,
were they dispirited? Yeah, they were dispirited after we had 48 points put on us, you fucking hell. So that fires me up.
No, that's exactly it, right? That's where I'm at. I'm like, this is bullshit. He's bailing out. Jake Trbojevic is already on record saying he could never do it. He's not like, that's the thing. But also the Telegraph, Men's Women's Weekly, they're the paper that Cherry isn't talking to, or that Manly are. Like, that's sort of the. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So like, when you've got the Weidler paper, which is this is the Fox paper. Yeah, Telegraph. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
So they're hating on Cherry Evans, and then Nine and Co are loving him.
Yes.
That's so to clear that up for everyone that was a little bit confused.
Yes.
Jake Trbojevic would never leave the club. Okay, let's just unpack that for a second. Jake Trbojevic is a junior from the area. He's a Mona Vale Raider who loves cutting onions on a Saturday. He's a big clubman. And if he would never leave Manly, that's fine. Yeah. But that has nothing to do with if Cherry Evans would leave or not. No. Why would he give a shit what Cherry Evans does?
They're completely different situations.
It's like Tom goes, I fucking love eating sushi. I'd never eat sushi, mate. I'd never eat sushi. Do I give a shit if Tom eats sushi or not? No. It's a little bit of a dumb example, but like, who cares? Who cares what someone else does?
Yeah. No, it's silly bullshit. It is. And there's clearly different circumstances that dictate how you are going to react. Yep. It's not that both are going through the exact same journey, the exact same interactions, the exact same negotiations, and then one is behaving differently. They're two different people who have gone through different things and who are dealing with things differently. But Jake's like, I'll never leave. I guarantee you Jake would leave if push came to shove and there was a reason to. If he felt there was a reason, if he felt like he'd been disrespected or whatever else, then he would fucking leave. He wouldn't sit there and cop abuse. I'm not saying Cherry's been abused here, but you know what I'm saying? He wouldn't sit there and just cop and be like, no, I said I'd never leave, so I'm not leaving.
Before the Cherry Evans story broke, we were talking about Manly as a definite top four side. No, you weren't. And a serious contender to go all the way. No, you weren't. The late trial. No one was saying top four, mate. People were like dark horse maybe. Their late tries made the scoreboard look slightly more respectable. They got pumped and conceded 48 points in what is normally their fortress against the best team in the comp. Where you can see that DC is not the first player to announce he is leaving a club well in advance, but there's a difference. What difference is that? Dylan Brown has 13 million reasons to leave. Fisher Harris at Penrith when he revealed his plan to join Warriors midway through the year. What was that? What's the difference?
Well,
there?
he wanted to go to the Warriors. That's what I'm saying. It's like, personal reasons. Well, what's Cherry Evans' reason? Personal. It's the same thing. It's just not the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's all personal reasons. The thing for him is that DCE supposedly just has nothing planned. He doesn't want to be there beyond this year. Simple as that. Okay.
You know what I find interesting, Tom?
I want everyone just to let this fucking thing
go. What I find interesting is some would say that the reason that Nine are glowing up DCE is because he's going to go work there when he's stopped playing footy. I don't understand why Fox is shitting on him. What do they get out of it?
Well, I don't know exactly, except that I think they don't. He's not talking to them.
But you don't need to shit on him.
No, you don't.
Why do you have to? What does it add to do that?
Well, I guess potentially, if I'm trying to make their case,
are they just
talk to us then? Talk to us.
So that's it. We're going to shit on you until you talk to us.
Remember how like Hoops used to shit on Cam Smith?
Because Cam would never talk to him.
Cam wouldn't talk to him.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of people, when they won the comp, was it 10 reasons Cam Smith's a shit bloke or something like that?
Yeah.
Win the comp, 10 reasons to hate the Storm.
I thought it was 20 reasons Cam Smith's a shit bloke.
There's two of them. Scoops is responsible for both.
Those?
Yeah.
I believe.
Anyway, listen, Buzz, still want you on the podcast.
Of course we do.
We're just thrashing out opinions in the marketplace of rugby.
What he can have an opinion we can't?
What, we can't have an opinion? Is that what you're saying?
What, so you're allowed an opinion we're not? Come on, that's not how it works.
It's the marketplace of rugby league ideas.
We're getting the bloody Goggins out of this boil, whatever the fuck it's called.
The Gubbins.
The
Gubbins, not the Goggins. But yeah, that's just a complete bullshit yarn. IMO. Listen, Ed. The people called for it. They've been abusing us in the comments. And basically they're like, oh, I bet he's going to be grumpy this fucking week. Oh, grumpy coffee. I know he's going to be grumpy. You fucking boys after Manly's fucking... Oh, I bet you're going to be grumpy. Oh, you too, grumpy coffee. So, you know what, Eddie? Fuck them. They can have it.
Code Manly.
10%
off your grumpy coffee at grumpycoffee.com.au. That's pods, that's ground, that's bones.
That's bones.
Have you found the articles?
No.
I think you wrote it when he retired, potentially.
Yeah, it might have been, actually. Like announcing his retirement. Just a big fart in his face on the way out of the game.
to the greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. Anyway, Manly lost. It is what it is.
We've got the Gubbins out.
Out. We play the Sharks this week. That was we walk through those cunts.
Let's get to the Thursday night game.
Yeah, let's get to Thursday because Tobler's not going to find this article.
No, there's no way.
There's no way.
No.
He's probably on fucking Hinge right now.
I think I've got one. It doesn't seem like the actual article, though, where he's listing shit out.
Hoops, thanks for the 2 a.m. text. This is one trophy you'll be able to keep. Hold on, scroll down. Oh, go back. So that, to me, sounds like...
Oh, so 2 a.m.
You've had him taken off you, and they probably sent him some bullshit fucking text at 2 a.m. Let's read it. When was this from?
2020.
No, so I think at 2 a.m. they've been messaging Hoops, being like, fuck.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Dear Melbourne Storm, congratulations on your 4th legitimate premiership. You won this one fair and square, so by all means display this year's Province Summers trophy in the foyer at Amy Park. While you're at it, can we remove the 2 that were stripped from the cabinet now, please? Some journalists might like waving the purple pom-poms and not asking the hard questions, but we're not paid to be fans with tight riders. Go down.
This isn't the article I'm thinking of.
No, I know, and this is an unnecessary drive-by on Hoops here who's done nothing wrong this week.
Our column last week about 25 reasons why Sydney siders can't stop the Storm certainly stirred a couple of hornets' nests. It was 25 reasons to hate the Storm. Yeah. That's what it was. But then there was one about Cam Smith being a shit bloke, which we love. Thursday night.
Now, the Raiders...
In the capital.
Raiders proved one thing for certain, for sure and certain, and that is that the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks have got absolutely no mongrel about them at all. They're a bunch of soft cocks.
They're soft. They're buttery, and they can't maintain the rage. Now, if you watch the Thursday night game, I enjoyed it.
Great game.
Great game of footy.
Phenomenal finish.
Ricky Stewart jumping into the arms of his assistant coach or the janitor.
He was jumping on everyone.
He was.
He was like a puppy whose like parents have been away. You open the front door and he's pissing himself on the floor and just running up and just jumping you and licking you and all that sort of shit.
Now, the Sharks, Tom and I, who are beyond dialed in, it's actually
Astute rugby league
it actually just makes me sick about how accurate we are. We noticed when the Sharks played the Rabbitohs and couldn't put 50 on them, even though they should have in the first half, we realised that they lacked mongrel.
Yep.
Now, when the Raiders have Hudson Young in the bin, they are in the attacking 20 if memory serves.
Oh, God, yeah, they are. And plenty of time on the clock.
Plenty of time on the clock. You know what they do? They take the two.
Yeah.
Soft as fuck.
Like, it's all good. It's all well and good to take the two at certain points.
Man in the bin, Tom. Just gone.
Man in the bin, just gone to the bin. What are we doing here? Have a crack.
Yeah, and if you can't crack them, dribble it in, go again. Dribble it in, go again.
Repeat set.
Not that difficult.
Heard of it?
Have you heard of a repeat set?
But to
what
go
are we
for
doing?
two, absolute weakness. And as it turns out, you get what you deserve because you lost by 4.
That last play was unbelievable.
That last play was absolute glory.
Mate, Hudson Young just working his ass off, the show and the go.
Keeping the ball alive. That kick from Xavier Savage of don't dummy, brah. That grubber kick through, KO Weeks, flick pass.
And then Sebi Chris just
Chris.
looking for work. Just looking for work.
That's a tradesman looking for work. Or it's an unskilled labourer getting around the job site going, anything else I can do?
Well, he's just hungry for work, Tom.
I just swept the upper level there. Is there anything else you need me to do?
Well, he's not on his phone hiding away on the shit having a bat. He's out looking for work. Sort of labourer you can only wish for in your wildest dreams. That's Sebi Chris. Goes all day, Tom.
Usually, is that the Brazilians usually, Ed, in your business? Obviously, you manage a labour hire company here.
Typically, South Americans are great. Typically not the Brazilian.
Okay. What about the Irish? What about the Irish?
Oh, the Irish.
I always work with some real tough Irishmen.
They don't. They're skilled generally. They don't do a whole lot of unskilled stuff.
Yeah, right.
The Irish.
Too proud.
Too skilled.
Too skilled.
Yeah, too skilled. The South American though, they work hard. Except the Brazilian, not so much in my experience. I don't know what that's down to. Chileans are great. Argentinians.
Aussies are shit, aren't they?
Aussies are shocking.
I was fucking terrible.
Aussies are the worst. Aussies are dog shit. All their students, and they can only work a couple of days a week, which is annoying.
That's also not ideal.
Yeah.
But Sebi Chris, we're talking. We think he's got some South American in him.
Fucking oath he does.
Working.
Plenty of it.
Looking for work.
Looking for work. The French go all right as well.
Give me 5 days.
Yep. No. 6. Give me 6.
Give me 6 days.
Give me them Saturday rates. Give me that 7 to 1 stuff.
The problem for me when I was in that racket was I was like, well, what's the point of living if I'm having to work 7 days a week on this fucking, you know what I mean?
But if you're South American and you're over here getting paid, like they get paid pretty well in compared to their home country. I believe they're frothing at the mouth.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like, give me that 6 days, baby. Give me that overtime, that OT stuff.
OT. That's that Sebi Chris energy.
So Sebi Chris working overtime, working Saturdays, and absolutely loving it. Shout out to him. Hudson Young had a great game. Again, watching the Sharks take the 2 when Hudson Young went to the bin, I go, there's no way this team wins the comp. There just isn't.
There is zero way that team wins the comp.
They're soft. They've got a soft underbelly.
Yep.
Sorry.
Little puppies. When you want a guard dog who's going to come and staunch when a robber comes in, this little guard dog, in air quotes, rolls over onto its back and pisses itself. Wags its tail.
Yep. Shows it's funny.
or doodle.
Whatever.
Well, I know, I'm just...
Shows its private parts.
Yeah, and just wiggles and pisses all over itself. It says, pat me, rub my belly.
Yeah.
I'm soft.
Go down on me.
No.
Right.
No, that's not what that's fucking bestiality, mate.
No, the dog's asking for it.
Yeah. The dog's asking for bestiality.
Right. Oh, because it goes the other way.
Of course, it's fucked up either way.
Yeah.
It's fucked up no matter which way you do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, for us, it's fucked up for us, but I guarantee you're copping weird looks if
from the dogs.
If you're a beagle and you're up here trying to root a human, the other dogs in the
like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's a great point.
That's a great point. Have some self-respect.
You don't ever think about it from the perspective.
We only think about it from our own perspective.
That's right.
If you got a beagle asking for
you've been playing around with that human again, mate?
You sick fuck.
Yuck. Disgusting. So, how that's related to the Sharks, you make up your own mind.
Yeah.
Make up your own mind.
Yeah, because I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure. I'm not 100%.
Can't even remember.
Britton Nicky can play. That's about it.
Britton can play. Hudson can play. Sebi Chris obviously looking for 6 straight days of work. Matty Nicholson. You want to talk about an English labourer who comes over here and bucks the trend.
Looking for work.
Matty Nicholson into the Supercoach side. Shout out to SwiftX. But that kid can work.
I've got him as well. Did well. What did he get? 100? 98, something like that?
I forgot to put Corey Horsburgh on, which is smart from me. Just had him sitting there in my side.
Not a big bread guy.
He's in my team. I just didn't use him. Also forgot Luke Metcalf was in the middle of a bye, so that was good.
91.
91, there you go.
91, not bad. Now,
Tom, have you hear what they're saying about the Panthers?
They're done.
No, but you hear what they're saying?
What are they saying? Oh, I think I have heard what they're saying.
No, but have you heard what they're saying?
Well, I've heard something that they're saying that I like.
Well, that Nathan Cleary must dumb down to lift the Panthers.
Yeah.
Nathan Cleary is so good at playing
saying.
football there. This is Joey. It's hurting Penrith in 2025. That's the opinion of the game's greatest playmaker. So basically what Joey reckons is that
he's surrounded by so much shit.
Nathan has got to start playing dumber footy.
Yeah.
Because the players he's surrounded by aren't getting it.
Yeah. So Nathan's playing, like, if we want to put it in school terms, he's doing his HSC or your ATAR of rugby league, but he's got to go back to primary school.
Yep. He's essentially the Einstein of rugby league, or the Newton, Isaac Newton.
Well, who do we think was smarter?
Isaac Newton's considered the greatest mind of all time.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Sir Isaac?
Sir Isaac. So if you want to go with Sir Isaac, then he sees the world, i.e. the game, like no one else can.
Yeah.
And then you've just got
dumbasses around.
Dumbasses who
are just dumb.
Are just dumb.
They're just dumb. You just got some stupid footballers, and the only way that Penrith are going to win is by playing worse. I know that's counterintuitive, but you need to. This message is being delivered from the current Isaac Newton of rugby league and Andrew Johns.
Yes.
And Nathan, the emerging Isaac Newton of our times.
Yes. So
Joey's saying you need to play worse to play better.
Yeah. The only way that the Panthers can stop the rot, have they lost 4 on the trot?
4 on the trot.
4 on the trot.
The only way they can stop the rot, Tom, is for Nathan Cleary to play shit.
Yeah. He's playing too good. He's giving balls to players that aren't there.
Exactly.
He still sees in his mind a Stephen Crichton.
Well, he sees the ghost of Luai, the ghost of Crichton, the
ghost of Kickow, the ghost of Burton, the ghost of Coruscant, the ghost of Fisher Harris, the ghost of the ghost who's injured.
He's seeing ghosts out there.
Yeah.
And what Joey has recognised is that Nathan Cleary is surrounded by ghosts on the field. So when he looks up and throws the ball, he's throwing it to a ghost. He's not throwing it to a person.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He's throwing balls to people that aren't there.
But also, like, the players don't think. The players he's got around him, and this is no disrespect to them, at least not coming from us. From Joey, it's obviously disrespectful, but not from us. Could you get their team up as well? I just need to. It's going to help me make a point, but he is thinking about, like, ways to win rugby league games. Hey, let me call this play where I'm going to do this, or let me, fucking throw this ball or put this kick in, and neglecting to. It's essentially, the way that, like, we can't communicate with ants.
Yes.
They're there,
Yep.
but they probably don't even know we exist because we are so far evolved.
Yeah. Well, they might.
They might know we're there, but they're just like, oh, these big moving entities. I think what Joey is saying is that Nathan is so much more advanced than the rest of his team that they may not even be aware he's on the field. And so when he's setting up plays...
So it's almost like they're playing without a 7.
Yes, because their 7's too advanced.
Yeah.
What's the point in having him if you can't even see he's there?
Seriously.
But if you were to look at this side, and again, Joey John's not me.
No. And you not Joey Johns.
And no, I'm not Joey Johns, but what I mean is Joey saying this, not me.
Yep.
This team, and you can clip this up, Penrith social people, for the end of the year, but this team doesn't win a comp. Dane Laurie, Paul Alamotti, Isaac Tango, Thomas Jenkins, they can't even show him the respect of getting him a photo. Casey McLean, Jack Cole, Nathan, obviously, sure. Leota, Kenny, Lindsay Smith, Papali'i, Liam Martin, Isaiah, Brad Schneider, Matt Eisenhuth, Liam Henry. There's some good players in there, don't get me wrong. But not enough. And not enough of them know that Nathan's on the field.
Well,
if you're going to win.
Okay, players that know he's on the field.
Yo,
Martin,
Kenny,
Isaiah Papali'i, maybe, Kenny, Leota. No one else knows he's on the field. Jack Cole, his halves partner's got no idea who he is.
No, he's just heard about him.
He's heard about him. He's heard whispers. But he's got no idea. The question here I've got for you, Tom, is can Nathan Cleary, if you're a human being, can you become an ant? To play like an ant?
Yeah, like
to communicate with ants?
Yeah.
Is that even possible?
Well, no, we can't communicate with ants. Like, you can't train ants. You know what I mean? I can't domesticate an ant, Edward.
Exactly. Like, I mean, if you think about those people that like to dress up in bondage and put,
furries and shit.
Furries and stuff, and they go down to the park and they roll like dogs and they all applaud each other for getting it, correct.
You saw it on Instagram recently? Today? Algorithm.
I saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
You're still not a dog, mate.
No, you're not a dog.
If you put your penis in a dog, then it's still bestiality and it's illegal.
Even if you think
you're a dog.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it does. So you can build all of the ant hills you want.
Yeah.
But you're not an ant.
You're not an ant, mate.
And as much as
you can walk around saying, I'm a bull ant, I swear.
No, let me sting you. Try as you might, you won't sting me. Because you're not a bull ant.
You're not a bull ant.
You might just bite my arm, in which case I will be litigating against you.
So the point is, although Joey is asking, well, not asking, although Joey thinks that...
He's advising.
Nathan needs to play like an ant.
Yeah, he needs to de-evolve.
It's not possible. Isaac Newton can't just become dumb.
You can't just Isaac. It's not an and nor does he want to.
No.
Hey, just fucking blunten your machinery, your objects.
It's a nice way of Joey John saying that the Panthers suck.
Sorry, Chili Boy. Yeah, it is. It's It's a Newtonian way of saying the Panthers suck.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be super. You don't say it like us, cutler fucking ants over here.
Yeah.
We just say Panthers suck now.
Yeah. You know how Newton says it? He goes, "You're all so shit that the only way for you to get it is for me to play like you."
Yes. But he doesn't say it like that. Newtonian is like he's just got to play a little bit more, Well, to be honest, it does sound pretty harsh. You need to play dumber.
I love it. It's a great take.
No, it is a good take.
It makes a lot of sense.
Well, I think he's right. Don't get me wrong. I think that Joey is absolutely right. Nathan Cleary too good for the team.
He's too good. That's the other way.
He's too good.
That's the other thing he's saying.
Yeah.
He's playing with 12-year-olds that don't get it.
No, he's playing with absolute children who don't understand how to play rugby league. That kick he put in for Tungo was fucking sublime. That was Newtonian.
Yeah, it was Newtonian. It was Newtonian rugby league.
It was Newtonian rugby league. He doesn't have anyone else really. And listen, Tungo is a 3-time premiership winner. Of course he gets that ball. Do you think fucking Tom Jenkins does, with respect?
The Mookie Bar kid. Shout out to Guru. Newton can't play with 12-year-olds. Simple as that.
Legally,
physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. And it's not working, and it hasn't worked. The thing I would say, though, Tom, is that the way that the Panthers played in Vegas, we came in touching ourselves. Where's that team gone?
Yeah, well, there's some injuries.
Yeah.
Dylan Brown. I mean, not Dylan Brown. What's his name? The Ghost.
Dylan Edwards.
Dylan Edwards. You're obviously seeing how important he is to the side.
Well, he's massive.
I don't know if they even got any other injuries. That might even be just
Brian.
me. Oh, Brian. Yep.
Scotty Sorensen as well.
Scotty Sorensen. Yep.
They got a couple of injuries.
Mate, they got injuries.
But the way they played in that first game, they haven't played like that again.
No, maybe that was because they were playing against the soft underbelly Sharks.
It's starting to make a bit of sense.
You know, they were playing against some weak
boys.
Weak Shire boys.
Yeah,
Shire folk.
Weak Shire folk. God, we're setting it up this weekend.
I know.
But I'm pumped for this weekend for that reason.
Yeah, same. Opportunity, mate. It's a fucking opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
Cows, listen, Cows, we've had to have some stern words with you over the last few weeks. But again, once Toddy Payton got a taste for that victory sig and whiskey and wank on the back deck, I think that, you know, you become addicted to that.
Yeah, when you win, you wank. That's the Toddy Payton one.
Win, whiskey, wank. Siggy as well.
Win, whiskey, wank, dart.
Yeah. That's the Todd Payton circuit post-victory. And my word, does he deserve it. Happy for the Cows to get a couple of wins. Happy for him. I don't want that to sound disrespectful. Like, I'm genuinely like, good on you.
Yeah, good on him.
Good on him.
For sure. I mean, it's good for the game, I suppose, mate. The Cows going
Listen,
all right.
you don't want you don't want to keep losing, you know? You don't want to keep losing.
Good crowd there for the Panthers, 10,000. Jeez. I know it's at the core.
No, it's Combank.
Combank.
So they share in between the two?
Yeah. Jesus, so they don't even...
Oh, because the Rabbitohs were out there that night, weren't they? That would be why.
Why?
Oh, no, they weren't. Yeah, but they were the Rabbitohs there Friday night? Yeah, they were. So the Rabbitohs played at a core.
Yeah, but why
So it would have been a
that-
double header.
But why...
Combank is their home for this
Combank,
year.
they're playing at Combank.
But is Combank their home?
Yeah.
This year, yeah.
Oh, I thought they were playing some of the core as well.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure Combank's at home.
They're playing 8 home games at Combank.
Where are the other ones played?
I'll have a look.
Oh, because they go to Brisbane. They take one to Magic Round and they take one to Bathurst.
We're playing in Perth this weekend. We're flying to Perth today.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that. Did you see? Apparently they're walking away. The NRL is apparently walking away from the Western Australia thing
Oh, yeah, dude.
because the Premier's not prepared to kick in money or something.
So hectic, if true. So hectic, if true.
Can you get that up, Tobler?
Mm-hmm.
Just off the back of Manly playing the Sharks this weekend in Perth. Supposedly the North Sydney Bears' dreams of coming back into the comp dashed. Now this could be Peter V'landys leaking to the press
Yeah, it could be a bit of that bloody big dog, you know.
to try and spice up negotiations. But the WA Premier basically saying, I'm not coming to the table, I want to protect the interests of the WA taxpayer.
Which I can understand.
Because the NRL's asking for 300 million kick in from them.
Listen, I feel bad for the Bears. I feel bad for Sam Perry, who has...
Yeah, but I would say this: if you're going to just all you're going to do, WA, is extract bloody minerals out of the earth, then you at least pay for a rugby league
Well,
side.
that's it, right? Like, they're more than happy just to fucking take, pillage the earth, fucking blow up Indigenous heritage sites.
That's all you do: take. And
Yeah.
for once, we've asked for you to give back.
Yeah.
In the form of rugby league.
Yeah, and the Bears...
Nah, not doing it. Oh, righto, mate. ARLC Chairman Peter V'landys revealed a decision regarding Perth's bid would be made in April. Hoping to have plans in place ahead of upcoming broadcast negotiations. Hang on, I've read the wrong bit.
No. Given our location on the Indian Ocean rim and in the same time zone as 60% of the world's population, the strategic value of a West Australian side should be self-evident to the NRL. Unfortunately, like some people from the East, the NRL only appears to see WA as a potential cash cow. I love rugby league, but as I said during the election, I will always do what is right for WA. So what, he's like, we're fucking in a good time zone, so suck my dick. We're not paying.
Apparently the NRL expected more.
The WA government's bid was also reportedly well below the NRL's expectations.
All right, well, fucking see you later then, cunt.
You know what's going to wig out the WA Premier in terms of time zones as well.
What?
This is going to shock this guy.
Yeah.
They're going to play games that are in prime time on the East Coast, not prime time on the in WA. They're not going to play a game at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night WA time and have it 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock back in the East.
No
way.
Not.
You've lost your fucking mind.
Also,
mate.
in terms of
your time zone in your mind is not ideal to anyone.
No, and that's it. 60% of the global population. We're probably going to be focusing, I'd say, majority of the time zoning shit on the Australian population and New Zealand population and Papua and Papua New Guinea. No one really is. No one's like, oh, great, we're going to be able to have games in prime time in the US now. Maybe some of them slightly, but like, that's not the point.
No, when he means, I think he's more saying that they line up with like India and China and stuff. That's what he would. They'd line up more with Asia.
Whatever the fucking lineup
But
is.
guess
I'm
what,
saying
mate?
No one's watching it.
Guess what, mate? You'll be put on in East Coast prime time.
No one's watching it unless you're in Australia, essentially.
Like they're doing a double header on Saturday at 3 and 5:30 p.m.
Oh.
And they're 2 hours behind. So it's 1 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. their time.
Shock horror.
What about your time zone?
Oh, shock horror, mate. I was not at 8 o'clock at night in the West Coast. Fucking hell, what an idiot.
Respectfully, of course.
Respectfully, of course, but that's just a dumb take.
Yeah. Listen, he's trying to big dog. Sorry, Chili. You're right under me, buddy.
That's a dumb take.
He's trying to big dog.
I just think that if you're going to blow up culturally sensitive, indigenous
World Heritage sites.
World Heritage sites, and all you're going to do is,
give him like $50
is just pull minerals out of the earth and not give back to rugby league.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Lad.
Well, listen, I feel like giving back to rugby league would not offset the damage that you've done in blowing up ancient indigenous sites.
It'd be something.
And I know that's also not specifically you.
It'd be more than nothing.
It's a start.
Get Rio Tinto to pay for the team.
That's what I'm saying. Let's tax those bastards. They even pay tax?
If you want to mine here, you got to support rugby league.
Yeah.
You could just write that into law. That wouldn't be hard to do.
That would be fucking easy. The Rio Tinto ruse or something.
You just say all the big miners, to BP, to Rio Tinto, to fucking whoever else.
Call
Big
them the
Gina.
miners.
I don't know, but what's Hancock Investing or Hancock Prospecting? Hancock Prospecting. You chip in for rugby league or we're ripping the licenses.
Yep.
Pretty simple.
And listen, I mean, not the worst way to get fit for a game of rugby league.
Mate,
down in the mines.
they'd be ripping 300 million out an hour.
Yeah. But again, pour one out for the Bears fans who, like, at this point, you know, what is the point?
At this point, what's the point?
We're brought to you by the best punting platform on planet Earth, and that is our good friends at Ned's. They support us and, in turn, support your ability to enjoy us. We're at the races on the weekend, hosted pots, look into it, and having one of the times of our rugby league lives. I love responsibly punting on the ponies.
Mate, it's unbelievable. The only way you can join the pots, though, is you've got to have a Ned's account. You jump into the About Even group and you follow along. Mate, it is the best fun a young punter can have.
Yeah, responsibly.
1,000. It's all responsible, Tom, but shit, it was a good time. The group was absolutely firing.
Yeah.
We're landing bets. The pot's humming. Then it's not. It's just a lot of fun. Shout out to Ned's for the opportunity. And again, if you want to follow along, you need to be with Ned's, baby. Simple as that.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Rabbitohs 20 defeat the Roosters 14. Key takeaways from this game.
Latrell
can throw
thoroughbred.
seeds.
He can throw a ball. Oh, it was forward. Fucking get over it. It was a great pass.
It wasn't forward.
Listen, I don't know if it was, and I don't know if it wasn't.
Flat out of the hands, mate.
It was pretty fucking good ball. I think flat back out of the hands.
If it goes back, that's fine.
Look at that 4-man cutout, dude.
That
thing is insane. And not just that, you've got a 12-foot Dom Young who can't get to it.
That's one of the great seeds, that. Look at that. That's cherry.
He does it easy.
Oh, my God. He's so strong, dude.
Apparently he said to someone, like a couple of plays before he goes, Dom's looking a bit tired. I'm going to have a crack.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
God, that's good. Dom's looking a bit tired. I'm going to have a crack.
Again, paraphrasing.
Look at that C, dude.
That ball is fucking hectic.
And he's thrown it like that's the full leaguey too.
Yeah, it's not even a spiral.
No, it's a leaguey. I fucking love that shit. Bang. I
That
can watch that
so
all day
hot.
long. All day long.
Dude, it's so hot.
Good to see Billy Smith back playing rugby league.
Good to see Billy Smith back playing rugby league. Listen, it's also good to see our fucking close personal coasty friend Sandon Smith go over. Now, I will admit that at the time of scoring the try, he was not yet our friend.
No, he wasn't. He's a friend now, though.
But he's a friend now.
Yeah. Good style of a bloke. Did we
Great
mention
solid
that?
bloke. No, great solid bloke.
Jai Groat, fullback's making a lot of sense.
Jai Gray is so fucking cute and small, it's insane. Like, he is the... You see him with the headgear, he takes the headgear off, you're like, holy fuck, dude, you're a baby.
Yeah.
You're a cute little baby.
Yeah, you're a boy.
You're a little... I want to put you in a carrier.
Yeah, seriously.
Rock you to sleep.
Yeah, I want to rock you, dude.
I want to rock you to sleep,
I want to
dude.
rock you to sleep. I want you on my bosom.
I want to nurse you, dude.
Yeah, I want to nurse you.
I want to nurse you and pat your bum and burp you.
Yeah, I want to burp you,
I want to
dude.
burp Jai Gray, dude. He's so small and cute.
I want to burp him, dude. I want to put him in a rocker.
Dude, I want to lay him across
Yeah.
my forearm and just fucking pat his bum
100%,
until he
dude.
burps up.
100%. I want to change his nappy.
I want to change his nappy and then get him back to sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, Jai's restless. I want to get him back to
I
sleep.
want to bath that guy.
I want to
dude. You know
bath
what I mean?
Jai.
I want to bath Jai.
Change his nappy, wipe his bum.
I want to put him in the carrier and lock him into the back seat of the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, we'll put him in the back seat. Get the mirror up so I can still look at him.
Yep.
Get driving.
100%. I want to swaddle Jai Gray.
I want to swaddle that guy so
I want
bad.
to swaddle Jai Gray, dude. I'm telling you right now. Let me swaddle Jai Gray.
Let me swaddle him. Let me swaddle him.
Fuck, I'm going to burp him well too, dude, so he doesn't get colic.
No. You don't want him burping, because otherwise, you don't want him not burping, otherwise he'll be crying. You need to get a good burp into him. Yeah. Get him bathed.
Yep.
Get him
Big
out of the
shit.
bath. Get him over to the change table. Give him a nice oil massage. Just rub, just little fucking, a little rub down, if you will, with some oils.
Yep.
And then wrap
Essential.
him up again. Essential oils. Comb his little hair, his little wet head of hair.
Yep. And then wrap him up nice and tight.
Snug.
Yeah, snug as
Put
a
him to
bug in a
bed.
rug. Put him
Yeah.
to bed. Tap him, make him feel all right. Rock him a little bit.
Rock him a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I do with Jai Gray.
Yeah.
Because but also I would say this.
He wouldn't need us to do that.
Although we want to do it, it feels to me like Wayne's doing it already.
Well, Wayne, I think Wayne.
Because that's a happy, healthy baby.
That's a thriving baby.
That's a thriving baby, putting on weight, sleeping well.
Putting on weight, but not much weight. Listen, he's putting on weight, but this
He's not
might
starving.
be
He's not starving.
No, he's not starving. He's athletic. The fact that he's such a baby and he can do the things he's doing says to me that he's thriving.
Thriving, killing it. Still leading the Dally M's?
Yeah, got another 5 points from this game.
He's fucking.
What are we talking about?
tiny,
He's tiny, bro. Get the swaddles out for Jai
When he
Gray.
takes his headgear off post game, I'm like, that's just a fucking little boy.
Yeah. It's good stuff. But he's playing so well.
So well.
Just
Well beyond his years.
I tell you why I like Jai Gray at fullback is the knock on Latrell is that he's not busy enough at fullback. He doesn't run all day. Let Jai run all day, and you just interject and be silky,
Throw
Latrell.
40-man cutout balls.
That's the Latrell we all know and love.
Yeah.
Be that damaging ball player, ball runner in the attacking zone, and let Jai do the dirty stuff.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Let Jai get out there and just be a baby, and you worry about being the daddy of the side.
Well, daddy the league with that ball. Fucking oath. Yeah. Good stuff. 20-14, Roosters, stiff shit.
Sucked in Roosters.
Wayne Bennett, God, he's good.
Dude, the bunny's in a bit of rugby league curry here. Cody Walker hamstring, Humphreys hamstring, Jai Arrow did something, I think.
A lot of hammies. I'd like to see numbers around hamstrings in the NRL in the last 10 years.
Yep. I'm with you.
I think the NRL physio posted something about that this round.
I saw a video.
Can you get that up, Tobler?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
I saw a video on Twitter, which there's just no way I'm going to be able to find, about this company in America, which is like taking 3D scans of legs and so like all the different tendons and shit going on in the back of your legs, around your hammies and stuff, and then doing like 3D rendering of it, and like you're able to see like the slight differences in sizes of different ligaments and muscles and shit in the back, and then like specificity training to bridge the gap. So
Jesus.
to reduce hamstrings, because there was some guy in the NFL apparently who was getting fucking hammied out the ass, and then you can never get it all the way back. It's like the muscles around the hamstring or something. I'm butchering, but like you can never get it exactly equal.
Yep.
But you can do a lot more and get it a lot closer, so that you don't have hamstrings exploding all over town.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
And especially if it's true.
What'd physio say?
Yeah, he's just releasing a podcast tonight, and he's going to go deep on like the hamstring injury extravaganza that's
Would
going
we
on
say
at the
there's
moment.
would we say there's a hamstring plague
Or a hamdemic.
or a handemic? Yeah.
I'd say it's a hamdemic.
As opposed to a plague.
A plague, yeah.
I think he said there's either 6 or 8 hamstrings this round alone.
That's
So,
a
so
hamdemic.
Yeah,
it's
there
a
was-
handemic.
3 from the Rabbitohs alone.
Who's the other one?
Ravalawa,
Ah,
Humphreys and Walker.
Well, that's because they're training at Maroubra, I think,
yeah, I mean, that is something.
for the bunnies.
Yeah.
I wonder if he goes into that. Shout out to NRL Physio. Eels defeated the St. George Dragons. Now, on About Even, I tipped the Eels. Listen to About Even Wednesday night if you want to hear me gloat. But basically, everyone was said, I'm special for tipping the Eels. Well, they won, so get that up, yeah.
They did win. It's hard to deny that. They did win.
They were down 20-6, I think, at one point, 20-8. So it was gutsy stuff.
We were discussing this in one of the many green rooms that we were in.
We've been in many green rooms the last 7 days.
Yeah. And it was like, if there's a team in the NRL to beat the Storm and then go on to lose to last place,
Dragons.
it's the Dragons.
Exactly. It's like the writing was on the wall.
And
so
I
obvious.
respect the hell out of you for tipping as such. But it was such a fucking Dragons thing to do.
Such a Dragons thing to do. Great game, though. Zach Lomax with, a 45-metre penalty goal in the 74th minute to tie things up. Then he gets the field goal in the 83rd.
You know,
point.
he was in tears post-game.
Was he crying?
He was crying.
Really?
Emotional.
I love that, though.
Yeah. Now, I don't know whether he was emotional particularly because they finally got a win and he's got the donk off his back, as it were, or whether...
You don't want the donk on your back.
Well, mate, heavy lays the donk, you know? Heavy's the head that wears the donk.
Heavy is the head that wears the donk. Yep.
But it also could have been because he'd beaten his old club and maybe that had its own emotional baggage, you know?
Yep. I mean, all those things could be true. You know, Clint Gutherson got a double against his old club.
Cunt Glitherson.
Gunt Clifterson, correct.
That's what my dad always calls him. It's all Dad calls him, actually.
Gunty.
Cunt Glitherson. Double. I had him for 1. Again, only bet I got a week, but credit to me.
Well done, mate.
Thanks.
Good to see the Eels win.
Outside of, you know, with the ramifications from an About Even perspective, I agree with you.
Good to see him. Just good to see him win.
As the great Phil Gould says, Eddie.
Yep.
After 5 rounds, everyone's won one, everyone's lost one, except for the Dogs.
Except for the doggies. Is it round 5 he says that by?
I just think that's his saying.
Or in general?
I think just generally.
Great win. Shout out to me. I'll glide on About Even.
No, yeah.
I'm not going to get carried
There's
away.
no point getting carried away here.
No, I'm not.
You've got a betting show to get carried away on.
And I will.
You've got a show
But
dedicated to getting carried away.
But I'm trying to butter up the people to
let people
come
know.
watch it.
Yeah. Come watch About Even, number 1 betting show in the country, because Eddie is going to be glazing himself. And I assume probably for this next game as well, with the Fish beating the Titans 36-10, I'll be honest with the people, the good, honest people of Australia, and listening in surrounding nations across the globe. I didn't watch this game.
I didn't watch this game either.
I didn't watch this game. And I think every single rugby league fan who's not a fan of these two teams could be forgiven at what was probably 8:30 on a fucking Saturday night to have not watched this game.
5:30.
5:30. 5, whatever.
listen, if you weren't out walking the dog or having dinner or out on the town, then I'm not here. Like, if you were going to miss a game of footy on the weekend, this was it.
This was a game to miss.
This was
a mustn't-watch game.
This was a mustn't-watch.
Must-miss game.
Titans, Dolphins. Titans are inconsistent as fuck,
Well,
and
we
the
realise
Dolphins
that.
needed a win.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple stuff.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. Don't get carried away. Don't overthink it. Not the end of the world. Few sin bins.
Oh, listen,
Sure.
the sin bin thing's been...
You're not a fan of the 6 again.
Who the fuck could be, dude? I liked it when it came in theory.
Yep.
I think that it is just almost a decision for the ref to... It's like an out for the ref. Like, he doesn't want to call a penalty. So he's just like, fuck it, 6 again. Like, oh, you're in the fucking ruck for
in theory, it was instead of blowing the whistle for a penalty, keep it rolling.
Yes.
But now they just blow it all the time.
Or keep it rolling all the time, you
Yes.
mean? Yeah. Well, and it's sort of...
Or is it sort of the situation whereby they always would have blown a penalty for these infringements, but now because it's a 6 again, the team's happy to give them away? Is that what it is?
There'd be an element of that for sure.
As opposed to the refs overblowing, which I think was your implication, is that our teams just committing them.
I think there's instances where both can be true. There are instances where both can be true, but this isn't one of them. Like, this is just fucking... I mean, on the weekend watching Manly play,
Yep.
I know that the people out there know that I am of the highest moral fibre getting about, and that I wouldn't just be reacting to something because my team isn't going well. And it's
Well,
going
no one's
against
ever
my team.
questioned your moral fibre.
No. But it felt like that fucking referee was blowing 6 agains like it was going out of fashion. But in all the games I saw on the weekend, like you just see someone as a team who's just getting an absolute roll. And they're just 6 again. And I'm like, really? Like, are they laying in the ruck that long?
You just hear that dumb sound go off.
Yeah.
Or ding, 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 or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
The bell, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, no, that did annoy me. But no, the high tackle thing's also been a bit, how you going? They don't need to say anything. The NRL should just say nothing. They come and go, oh, we're going to do a crackdown, or we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then it's like,
don't come out with a crackdown, please. Just stop cracking down.
Stop cracking down.
You stop cracking down on everything. Just leave. Just fuck off.
What happened to just cracking a fat? You know, footy show style.
Or cracking a tin.
Crack tins, crack fats, don't crack down.
Don't crack down. Everyone says it every year, and I feel like I'm losing my voice by saying the same old point. The best thing about Origin is that they put the fucking whistle away. Can't we just put the whistle away every game? What's the problem? Stop cracking down. Crack tins, crack fats.
Don't crack down.
Simple. That's Hello Sport endorsed.
Or is it why crack down when you can crack tins and crack fats?
That's probably better. Or crack up.
Yeah, or crack on.
Why crack down when you can crack up or crack off? Crack on? I'm lost.
Quote. Anyway, listen, no one is going to hold it against us that we didn't watch that game and have nothing to say about it. And start
We had plenty to say about it.
Well, heaps. Broncos can score points. They can also leak points. I'm shocked that the Lou Isles Tigers scored 24 rugby league points, but I respect them for it. That Lockie Galvin, I don't know if anyone's said this before, but that Lockie Galvin can play football.
You can. Getting $1 million a year, you know that?
Well, he isn't. He might be.
He might be.
That kid, he should be.
Over 5 years.
That kid can play rugby league football. Adam Reynolds, God, it's good to see a chip and chase for a try.
Yeah. It was nice. With, as Guru pointed out, with the drawstring out.
Yeah. I think Adam Reynolds is one of the most underrated halfbacks I've ever seen in my lifetime of watching rugby league.
How underrated do you think he is?
I think he should have played shitloads more State of Origin, for example.
Yeah, okay.
So, like, I think he played a series. He forced a fucking, he kicked really well, forced dropouts. Again, this is my fucking tainted memory. But, like, to me, I feel like he has, mate, how many, South made the
two GFs and a Prem.
2 GS, a Prem, 3 GS. South,
as in,
he's made 3
lost. He's made 3. He's played in 3. He's won 1. He's lost 2. Is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, but he He makes it with South, drought breaker with South. They basically made the prelim every single fucking year. Mm-hmm. He then makes it his final year with South, loses to Penrith. Then makes it his first year with the Broncos, maybe his second year with the Broncos. It takes a Nathan Cleary at full Isaac Newton to take it away from him. And he just does shit like that. Like, he just does shit like that. He's got that in him. Now, you could say, Tom, he's one of probably the most well-regarded halfbacks in the competition. I don't know whether that's true or not. I just think that he's always been way better than he got credit for.
Yep. That was a sick try. Chip and chase, you don't see it.
You don't see it.
You don't see it.
You don't see it that often.
And also, and I tell you who likes chip and chases? The rugby league gods. You don't get a bounce like that if you're not favoured.
Yeah, agreed.
The gods love that.
Yeah.
The gods loved it.
Yeah, they do.
Sat back, cracked a fucking Japanese lager and watched rugby league excellence.
Undid the fly. I think you need to have earned the gods' favour before trying that, though. You know what I mean? Like, sure. For example, if you were a young half having a crack at that and you hadn't adequately won over the rugby league gods, then that would be seen as brain explosion, young, hothead kid, doesn't know what he's doing. But you've got a calm, collected, established, underrated IMO halfback in Adam Reynolds. God's favour that.
Yep, agreed. We're in agreement.
Are we in agreement?
Yep.
Tigers, not a bad rugby league side, given that, like the Broncos are obviously better than them. But I don't mind the Tigers.
I don't mind them. It's an interesting game, right? Like, I didn't think the Tigers would score that many points. No. I also didn't think they'd let in 46 Broncos points. So, there you go. Like, the defense has been pretty good, the Tigers. 46 points let in, Jesus Christ. But then them scoring 24, all over the map.
Benji cut off. Benji wouldn't let Appy Coruscant talk about the high tackles after the game.
Cut him off.
He was like, he's not going to speak about it.
Really?
But then Benji's like, I don't know. We don't know what's going on. And they ask Appy, and he goes, he's not talking about it.
Dogs, Knights.
This was a bit of a Sunday slinger. I couldn't really get around
I'll tell you one thing. The Dragons can defend the fucking house down.
The Dragons? What about the Bulldogs?
The Bulldogs, rather.
They can. Well, that's what Cam Serraldo's all about. Defensive
Mate, they can defend the house down. Or I will also say this. The Knights didn't pack their boot polish.
No, but did they have a bunch of injuries, or did they get a bunch of injuries in the game?
Like, their passes weren't sticking for shit.
Well, they didn't pull their socks up and bite down on the mouth guard.
Fletcher Sharp didn't have the best game.
It was when I started watching it.
Lot of drop pill.
That's what I was going to say, dude.
Lot of drop pill.
For a Sunday 6 p.m, that's too much drop pill.
Oh, my God.
That's just end of the weekend sort of stuff.
God.
Yeah.
And fucking hell, unit scoop and need the Knights to win. I was watching this guy. I knew after 5 minutes like this.
Did you need the Knights to win for that? Yep. Oh, damn. What was that paying?
$18.
Oh, you kept that quiet, didn't you? Kept that whisper quiet.
I knew after 5 minutes.
No, but I mean just the fact that it was even on, I wasn't paying attention.
Well, it would have been a jinx. It didn't matter in the end.
No, it didn't. Bulldogs undefeated.
Yeah.
Now, this might sound controversial. They're a top 4 team for mine.
Who have they played? I just want to know who they've played.
Sharks last week.
Underbelly soft.
Yep. Knights.
Yeah.
Injury.
You tell me that Knight side is threatening after the way they played last night.
I wouldn't tell you that.
Fucking hell.
Tell you what, my Boyle bet didn't get up. Who have they played?
Eels, Titans, and Dragons.
Okay.
Right. Okay. That's why I tipped the Knights. Now the Knights were dog shit, and that's on me. But people are literally losing their minds about the Bulldogs. They've played no one.
It's a great point. I still think they are. I still think they're good.
But
they
might be. They might be. But they haven't fucking played anyone good. The Dragons, the Titans, Jesus Christ, this is a bloody who's who. The Knights,
they
the
beat
Sharks.
The shit out of the Sharks as well. Like, it wasn't.
The Sharks suck.
Yeah, but I guess that's probably the one where I'm like, they're obviously, the Sharks suck, but they're also like, they suck for a good team.
Yeah. Well, they're soft.
They're soft, but they suck for a good team. They beat the shit out of them.
Who have the Dogs got this weekend?
They got the bye this weekend, and then they've got the Rabbitohs.
Jeez, they've got a pretty good
cushy
start.
run.
And then the Broncos.
That's a
At
fucking
home or
good
away?
start.
Away. At
But like
Suncorp.
just getting your season humming with beating up on a bunch of losers.
So who are they playing on Easter Friday?
the Rabbits.
Yeah, that'll be a big game.
Yeah.
There'll be heaps there. I think they're trying to break the record, 51,000.
Fuck them out the
Easter
way they're
Friday.
playing.
That'll be a good game. Interesting. No, they're going well. Good on you. I'm just saying you haven't played anyone good. So that's all I'm saying.
Is there anyone that good?
Yeah, Manly.
Hey, Jared, I'm saying like outside of Manly, Storm, Panthers.
No, I tell you who's good right now, who's killing it right now. The Broncos.
Yeah.
They're playing really well.
Manly,
the
Storm, Manly, Roosters, Broncos.
I don't know about
Storm.
the Roosters.
Sorry.
Rabbits.
Manly, no. Manly,
Yeah.
Panthers, Storm,
Yeah.
Broncos.
Yeah. That's the top four.
That's who the Bulldogs. They're the 4 teams that aren't shit.
The Rabbitohs are going well too.
No, but they're going like
You don't think the Rabbitohs are going well?
they're going okay.
The Rabbitohs have beaten better sides than the Dogs have.
Yes, but I still think it's a false economy somehow. I just don't believe.
And you
it.
don't think it's a false economy for the Dogs?
No.
And what makes you say that? I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to get your
their
thought.
defense. Their defense.
Their defense is good.
Their
Very
defense
good.
is very good. And
But I would say this. At 14-0 yesterday, it was 14-0 for most of the game. They scored late to make it 20. It was 14-0. The Knights were in it, and the Knights were fucking
poo.
terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. The fact that it was 14-0 with the Knights had opportunities to score and they could have made it interesting, but they were dog shit.
I'm prepared to include the Bunnies as like a fringy around the area.
The
of
Rabbitohs
that.
have been playing. They've been winning games.
Well, no, I know they've been winning games.
So we need to include them for now. All I'm saying is
They've lost some games though as well.
they've lost one game. Have they? Rabbits?
Dunno.
Lost to the Sharks. I think that was it.
Check the Rabbitohs. If they've only lost one game, that's
they've only lost one
fucking
game.
red hot start.
Yeah, to the Sharks. 27-12.
Underbelly though.
Underbelly in that.
Listen, I got to be honest with you, punters and dribblers. You should be taking everything that's being said by me today with a real hefty dose of Murray Darling salt, the pink stuff, because I'm fucking barely here. But I still think the Dogs.
Their defense has been solid. I'll
Dogs
give
are
you
top 4. Dogs are top 4 when they're humming. As in they're a
Well,
smoky
defense
4.
wins comps, so
Does,
we'll see.
yeah, catches with matches, man.
Yeah, which the Knights weren't doing yesterday. How many times they dropped the ball yesterday? 50 times?
Shit.
60 times? Something like that?
Breaking news. Jamie Humphrey's out for fucking 4 to 5 weeks. Cody Walker 3 to 4 or 1 to 3.
1 to 3 or 2 to 3.
1 to 3. Hamstrings.
Dos Ham.
Ravalawa 6 to 8.
Jesus.
Mate, it's a hamdemic. It just is.
It's a hamdemic, dude.
There's no doubt about it.
Not to be mistaken for a plandemic or a shamdemic. This is a hamdemic.
Yeah, and that's not to be mistaken with ham, which is like a meat from pigs.
Yes, which my mum tried to poison me and my young family with over the Christmas period when she gave me 7 or 16, 25-week-old ham. This
Huge.
Is a
Been in the
hamdemic.
fridge.
It's all right. It's been fucking cold. That's just a side note. Just quickly, just to get that out of the way, some injury news brought to you by Daylights. This is a Thursday topic, Eddie, but I need to just quickly get to it before we move on. Have you seen Robert Irwin's thirst traps?
I saw him the other day working out when he was in Bonds. I think maybe for like a Bonds ad.
He's done a thirst trap campaign. Robert Irwin, Steve's boy, is fucking stacked. And
Jacked and racked.
Well, yeah, but looks every bit of a rugby league twink.
Yeah, so it was Bonds. Jesus Christ. How old is he now? 20? Young still, isn't he?
I don't know how I feel about
Huh?
it.
21.
Look at the fucking six-pack.
You don't know how you feel about him?
I don't know. No, he seems like a nice fella. I'm just saying, I don't know how I feel about a young Bob Irwin now looking like a fucking dong model. You know what I mean? And with like a snake wrapped around his neck while he's... Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, it's very suggestive, Tom.
It's very suggestive for young Bob, and I didn't think the Irwins were really about that life.
I thought they were about saving the wildlife, you know?
This is a little bit, and again, power to the young man. I hope he's getting that cheddar, and I hope he's happy. I hope everything's good. I just thought that the Irwins, as a people, were like, let's fucking save some snakes and some crocs and some wildlife.
Is this a bit like when Little Miss I've Been Missing Your Strawberry Kisses did that Zoo Mag Nikki Webster?
Look, there's shades of that. This, for some reason, feels more tasteful than Zoo Mag, but it's probably not. It's probably the actual, like...
Oh, you think this is tasteful?
Well, I'd say it's actually maybe like the gay equivalent. Like if there was a... Because chicks don't really have mags like that, do they? Like Zoo? There was never the, like, hot guys in a mag for chicks. I assume there is for, like, horny dudes. It's basically just for dudes. Horny straight guys, horny gay guys. This feels like horny gay guys.
Yeah.
Imagery.
This looks
snake,
like this
crawling into his pants.
This looks like it'd be a poster in the Columbia fucking bathrooms. You know?
Yeah. Just tattered as fuck.
Keep going down.
That's probably what he's getting asked to do, Rex.
Jesus.
Yeah. Has he got a tat? Has he got a spider tat there?
No, I think that's an actual spider.
He's clocked the spider on his arm.
Can you please zoom in on that?
I think that's the campaign. It's like, I wonder how Australians are so calm, and it's because they're wearing comfortable undies.
He is ripped.
He's jacked to all shit. That's for damn sure.
He's jacked to shit. Bobby Irwin. Keep going, Tobler.
Look at him hugging a gecko.
It's a goanna.
I know, you know what I mean. Look at him. Look at the way he's got that fucking goanna cradled around the butthole area. Has he got a digit in there?
I don't think so. I'm not going to accuse.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm looking at the photo.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure.
Don't you fucking get all high and mighty. Who the fuck is that?
TK Miser, she's a rapper.
Is she Australian?
Yeah. I think it's part of the same campaign.
So this is a Bonds campaign.
Yeah.
Jesus. Bond's out there.
All right, what's hold on.
Did you see, in just another topic of things that aren't Thursday, but we're touching on because I saw it.
I just want to read what Bob's saying here, though. I'm single. It's funny. I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, I'm so open to that. To what?
But I'm just waiting for the stars to align.
What's he fucking open to?
Being a sex symbol.
Oh, God, and they're talking about Irwin's python. It's quite long, isn't it? Like, yo. This is
Today,
little
host
Bobby
Sarah
Irwin.
Abo appeared quite flustered this morning when Irwin's revealing photos were shown on screen, remarking Irwin's python. It's quite long, isn't it? Does everything need to be sexualised?
Do we have to sexualise everything? Do we have to talk about Bobby Irwin's fucking hot cock? I don't know. I don't know if we do.
Do we need to talk about Bobby Irwin's schlong?
And using python, innuendos.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of it, Tom. Leave Bobby to the bloody
bush.
Leave
Bobby to fucking get into the bush. But also do what you want to do at Parish of Blue Bob.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we're sexualising young Bobby Irwin.
We're not.
No, that article.
That's sexualising Bobby Irwin. That shoot is.
Yeah. Not us.
Exciting news in the world of Be Good Health. And that is we've got Good Day Daily Multivitamins. We have added Daylights, Daily Electrolytes drink. It just launched yesterday, Monday, the 6th of April. Daylight Savings. And
so that's Sunday it launched.
What did I say?
Monday.
Did I say Monday?
Yeah, mate.
I meant Sunday because today's Monday. All I'm saying is hydration now something you need to be paying attention to.
1,000% it is. If you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. 8 out of 10 Australians are dehydrated. You need to have electrolytes in your fucking water or salt to make a difference to your hydration levels, punters and dribbles. We've made it easy for you.
Yep.
You don't need to be ripped to drink this.
No, you don't.
It's a hydration drink for the punter and the dribbler.
That's right.
BeGoodHealth.com.au. Use the code DRIBBLERS for 10% off. It also tastes fucking incredible.
It tastes amazing. Watermelon flavored. What up?
What up? Did you see that Kawasaki mechanical horse thing?
What? Beg your pardon? I have no idea what you're talking about. Is this like a bit of a fucking new age, like robotics going to scare me? Boston Dynamic fucking...
Yep.
Okay. Robotic Kawasaki horse. Little Bobby Irwin. The Python Wrangler.
The Python owner.
Well, I wonder what they do with those dick shots, because if you're in boxes, like, you can see dick and balls through there, or like something. They're like...
What?
Bobby Irwin.
He's not in boxes. He's in briefs.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying. He's in briefs. Right. But, like, you can... They must smooth that out for the photo shoot.
Oh.
I'm not saying making it bigger or smaller. I'm just saying, like, they must smooth that out.
Introducing the all-new Kawasaki Corleo.
Get fucked. That's not real.
I looked it up.
That's not real, buddy. There's no way. There is no fucking way that's real. And obviously I've been wrong about many things in my... That's not real. This is not real. Eddie, this is Eddie.
Look it up.
Eddie.
That's what I thought, and then I looked it up.
Eddie, look at this.
That's what I thought.
I know I've had my sunnies on all fucking day, but I'm feeling sick. This is...
That's what I thought.
A 4-legged bionic robot powered by a hydrogen fuel cell system.
Yeah, but this isn't real.
But they've released it. It doesn't look real, but then I looked it up and it says they're releasing it, so I'm like, what's going on?
That looks like a James Bond video game. That's not real.
That's what I thought.
That looks like the GoldenEye watch.
What do you deduce from it, Tobler? It reads like it's real.
What does it look like?
Yeah, so
Like
Kawasaki
that.
Heavy Industries Group will unveil its 2050 concept model Corleo at the Future Life Expo, Future City.
2050 concept model.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not real.
It means that fucking video
Thing's
we were
not
watching
real.
isn't real.
That's what it means. Okay.
Fuck me, dead cunt.
I've been hoodwinked on a
You've
Sunday.
been hoodwinked big time. Kawasaki horse. That thing looks weird.
It does.
It looks like that's fucking weird.
The Kawasaki horse has got me, punters and dribbles.
Yeah, no, you've been hoodwinked. 2050 concept model. I look forward to you riding that old as Methuselah through the mountains.
We go for a ride together, mate.
Yeah, shotgun sitting in the front. You can wrap your arms around me girth. Let's dribble. Let's do it. Let's dribble.
What's the bloody theme today, Tob? It's not too much licking, is it, mate?
No.
Or is it just all licking?
It's a bit of licking. It's a bit of this, bit of that.
Yeah, 122 billion wipeout as global turmoil worsens amid Trump trade war. Just letting everyone know about that. Where's Bitcoin at, Ed?
Steady.
Fuck.
Yep.
Boys, Manly just got absolutely humped by the Storm last night and got me thinking, ever since that good day sign has gone up, what's happened? Turbo went down injured, Shakara, then DCE needed to leave. He publicly humiliated Manly, and now the Storm. And I think I know how to reverse the curse, because I just talked to the rugby league gods, and they told me that Tom needs to release the footage of him shitting himself on the podcast. Think about it, boys. All I want is the best of Manly. And, yeah, have a good one, boys. See ya.
Listen, that footage may one day find the light of day. It may find its way out in your eyeballs, but certainly not to reverse a curse that is non-existent. Since that sign's gone up, we were fucking undefeated. 2 40-point games.
See, this is what we talked about earlier. This is the...
We were never going to mention it.
No, but this is... just wait for there to be a loss, and then I'm going to bring it up.
Yes.
Turbo gets injured every year, twice a year, 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So, like, there's...
that's not... How's that us?
How's that us?
Daly made a decision last year before the sign was even erected.
Before the sign had gone up.
Yeah.
So we lost to the best team of the comp. That's all that's happened. Woo.
Oh, shit, curse. Curse. Tom, poo yourself on camera again.
Not a curse, mate. Turbo engine 3 times a year. DCE left in December, and the Storm best team in the comp.
Yeah, and we fucking dominated.
And we've won it. We've won every other game, which you didn't bring up conveniently.
Yeah, left that quiet.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, bro.
Hey fellas, it's just the Dragons dribbler here. Just wanted to say, if you guys thought that you were feeling bad about the Manly loss and so on and so forth, I tipped the Dragons. Fucking Lomax comes and fucks me in the ass, right at the death. And also this week I went into work and I was the first one there, and I shit my pants so bad that I walked in, shat in my underwear, and then ran to the bathroom and tried to get my underwear off and proceeded to shit on the floor, and then I had to lie to a co-worker about needing to go home to grab my laptop or something, and yeah, it's been a rough week. Anyway,
Oh my God.
God bless her.
That's tough, dude. That's a shitting yourself of consequence.
Shit
there.
all over the floor.
Do you clean that up? I needed more information.
What do you reckon he left it there?
I don't know.
Gee,
In a time of chaos,
you can't just shit on the floor.
Yeah,
and
but if
leave
you're
it.
shitting all over the floor at work, people are going to come in and see that you shit all over the floor, and they go, "What have you done in here?" Or if you just leave,
I think
plausible deniability.
it sounded like he shit in the bathroom when he was taking his undies
How do
off.
you shit yourself when you're on the toilet?
Because
Basically,
he took his undies off, maybe standing up and shit all over the floor.
that's what I mean. More questions. That's a tough week.
What brings that on?
Diarrhea. Of that note,
Yeah, but have you ever had diarrhea so bad you had shitting all over the floor?
no, I've never touched wood.
Never had that. That's a big weekend.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge Monday. That's
a huge Monday. That's a biblical Monday.
Hi, boys. I just want to know, how come the Dragons can beat first place one week and lose to last place the second? I'm convinced Rugby League has a script. Battle of Brookie I just watched, you got pumped. Dragons, we beat Melbourne, then they beat you like that. So I'm starting to see a script here. Don't get me started on Lomax. Kicking the winning field goal against the Dragons, we go, fuck all game. Gutho's king, all glory to Gutho.
Can I say something, and it pisses me off? And people just... I feel like sometimes I'm taking crazy pills. And people just don't understand rugby league. Like last week, I'm saying, I think the Eels can win. Kempy's like, you've lost your mind. Kempy picks the favourites every week and refuses to see a world where shit sides beat good ones. It happens in rugby league every week. In every single round of rugby league, a good team will lose to a shit one. Happens all the time. So it's not that confusing. I don't know why that's rocket science to people.
Yep.
In the Dragons example, the Dragons were a bit of a bogey side for the Storm. And they had a week off to get prepared for it. And it was raining, and it was dour, and it was shit out of Jubilee Oval. The Dragons aren't good.
No.
They just caught the Storm on an off day.
Well, the reality is that gentleman, that dribble there, has no right to be ungrateful, or he's got no right to be disappointed that his team lost to the Eels. He should be grateful that they beat the Storm.
Correct.
You're correct. You losing to the Eels is a reduction to the mean as opposed to the other way around.
Correct.
You're not a good team, respectfully.
But you have pulled out of your ass in the last 2 years wins over the Storm. Congratulations.
And here's a compliment for the Dragons as well, is that one of their great strengths is making teams better than them, which is most, play as bad as they, and then they win.
Mate, Manly's guilty of it. We always get dragged down to their level and lose. Happens all the time.
Yep.
So
there's a stream coming up in a couple of weeks, Thursday night.
Next Thursday.
Are we in town? Yeah, we are.
Next Thursday. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Next Thursday, we are streaming that game. Got a bad feeling about it. So, yeah, it doesn't sound like you've watched much rugby league, but then even people that watch so much rugby league don't see it either.
It's not a script. It's just that your team's not good.
Guru's like, mate, are you serious, mate? The Dolphins are going to beat the Titans. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What, the Dolphins can't beat the Titans? What, the Titans are some unbeatable side? What are we talking about? Madness. Absolute madness.
I can't get on my high horse too much there because I was of the same school of thought, but I...
Yeah, but you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And so am I. And even we can see, but you and I at least see that sometimes shit teams beat good ones.
Well, I had Raiders to win. I had Bunnies to beat Panthers.
You did.
But I didn't bet on them because I'm an idiot.
So there you go.
But I am an idiot.
Whereas to imply that there's just absolutely no way that good teams lose to bad ones in rugby league is just the dumbest take of all time.
And, that's exactly what Kempy and Guru said.
That's exactly what they said. That's exactly what they said.
Word for word. Verbatim. Let's go, Tobler.
Look, I'd just like to say, can teams stop fucking taking the 2? It is fucking doing my head in. The Roosters did it. Fucking lost the game. Manly take it. Fucking Dogs have just taken it just then. Fucking copying rugby union, and I'm fucking sick of it. I'm sick of fucking teams taking the 2. It makes me want to fucking put bleach or some shit in my eyes. I can't fucking deal with it. As a Manly fan, watching us take the 2 in the fucking early 2 minutes, I knew we were fucked from
A lot
then.
of swearing and wants to bleach his eyeballs.
Yeah, nice.
A lot of swearing wants to bleach his eyeballs.
Hey, listen, we don't like we don't like that language here. I think taking the 2 is smart early in the game.
It's Moneyball.
It's you take the 2 early, get the scoreboard ticking over. You ever heard of it? What you don't do is what Cronulla do, which is when you get a player from the opposition sent to the bin for 10 minutes and there's heaps of time on the clock, is take the 2, because then you're a pussy.
Do you know why teams take the 2? Do you know why all teams take the 2? Because Wayne Bennett and Craig Bellamy take the 2. So they're like, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us.
Goose gander sort of rhetoric.
Correct. So they would be the Ganders or the Gooses?
They're the gander. If it's good
What
enough
is
for
a gander?
That's a collective noun of geese.
Okay.
I believe.
What's a collective?
It's an adult male goose.
Oh, okay.
So if it's good enough for the goose, it's good enough for what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah.
So then that means what? If it's good for a goose, it's good for a man goose?
So is that happy wife, happy life?
Or is
sort
it
of
a
stuff,
gaggle
or?
of geese?
It's a gaggle. It's a gaggle. What's the collective noun for humans?
Village?
Group?
Posse?
That's so boring if that's the case.
Group.
We get group and they get gaggle? That needs looking at.
Yeah, we need to look into that.
That needs looking at. That needs looking at. That's rubbish.
So what's good for the goose and good for the ganders, one person or situation should be treated the same way that another person or situation is treated.
Gander sounds
get it.
like, well, it's basically, if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Gander should also be another collective noun for geese because it makes it easier. I think that gander works. Like if it's
You
good
don't
enough
like
for
gaggle?
I like gaggle too, but essentially I would like the meaning of that phrase to actually be like, if it's good enough for the goose, it's good enough for the gaggle.
It's also like what's good enough for a woman is good enough for a man.
Not always.
Because the goose is female, the gander is male.
Oh, a bit of sexism. Well, actually, it's not. It's saying good for all of them. Whatever.
Interesting.
Very.
I don't even know what the question was.
Nah, we'll move on.
Oh, bleach.
G'day, Tom, Eddie, and the rest of you fucks. I'm sat here Sunday. I'll be watching the footy, Fox League. Sean Johnson's analysis is just fucking putting lead in the pencil. But my question is there a hotter panel than Brayton Astor, Sean Johnson, and Mick Ennis? Well, Mick Ennis is letting the boys down a tad. Hairline's starting to recede just a wee. But, like, I don't think I've seen anything better than that.
You think Mick's attractive?
Listen, I don't think that. I think Mick's making up numbers in that threesome. You know what I mean? I think that if you're in that threesome, Braith and Sean are probably working each other and Mick's sort of watching. But like,
I think you probably give the camera to Mick, don't you?
I'd say probably. Listen, Mick's not an unattractive man, but if you're talking about the hottest panel of all time, I think you could swap out Mick for someone else.
Yeah, like a James Graham or something.
I mean, if you're into that, yeah, sure. I don't mind a bit of James Graham in there. Bit of white chocolate.
Bit of white, bit of red.
True, a bit of strawberry choc.
Yeah.
Trying to think about who else is on that. In that stable that you'd really want to like set your watch to as a
Kronk.
Kronk's okay.
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's no Braith and Astor.
Or Shawnee J, whose analysis is rootable.
He's great.
Yeah, he is.
He's
a star.
He's rookie of the year.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, Foreign's in there. Get Foreign in. He's in there sometimes. Now that's a threesome.
Yeah, yeah. That's What's a
Boy.
foursome? Because I'd want to be involved.
I'm Eddie. How the fuck are you? The big bratty daddy dribbler here. I'm driving home from work at a rugby league at 1 a.m. in the morning, and I'm just thinking to myself, fucking simulation theory, right?
Rugby league 1 a.m.
Now, I'm going to put a hole in simulation theory because I could simulate my life a fucking billion times and I wouldn't make myself a Parramatta fan. So my question to you guys is, how the fuck do you guys know in your little world that we aren't living in a simulation? Para 13 plus, Manly negative 3,000. Love your work. See you soon. Keep it up.
Well, I guess I don't know that you're real. If we're in the simulation, you've been simulated to like
make me question.
Yeah.
Or try and cast doubt.
Yeah. You're the simulation trying to cast doubt over its existence.
But also not really trying to cast. Yeah, it's not really trying to cast doubt on its existence. It's like, if I was real, why would I try cast doubt on myself?
Yeah.
So of course I'm going to ask that question. So it's hard to know if you're real, and then what exists that would disprove simulation theory. Like, you can't just drop that on someone. That's Newtonian. I've got to go sit under a tree and think about that for a while.
Yeah.
I've got to have a couple of vegan cigs, maybe a mushy or two, and go and contemplate that while on a riverbank. Like, I can't just sit here and give you that answer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Dude, can you just find this? This is hard to truly grasp. I don't know where I heard this, but it's definitely on a podcast full of unsubstantiated facts or claims. That if you have mushrooms or if you have DMT and then you look at things with like a red light, like you see code.
No, I've seen that. That's bullshit.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah. So I've seen that pop up.
Yeah.
Some guy's trying to crowdfund a documentary into taking like ayahuasca, and then you stare into a laser and they reckon you can see code.
Yeah.
No, that's...
Well, have you seen it debunked, or you just don't believe it, obviously?
I think I looked at comments and people were like, this is just complete horseshit. And there's no proof whatsoever outside of this guy's self-funded garage science.
Yeah. We love it. It's got to be...
He's like, you can see code after... Why do you have to get super high to see it? You know?
You've got to trip. You've got to be completely fucking seeing shit to see it.
Yeah. I have seen that, though, and it did spark young Edward Simpson's curiosity.
It sparked my curiosity to see if there is actually code when you're high.
You have my attention. No, you
have my curiosity. Yeah, that was basically me at this fucking murder mystery. These fucking Giza Plateau cunts are sticking to their story as well. They're like, nah, fuck you, dude, it's true.
I thought that'd be debunked.
Yeah, but these guys are saying your debunking is incorrect.
So then what do they say about the water table?
Listen, I think we probably saved that for a Thursday, so I could...
Have you been looking it up?
It keeps getting pushed to me, so I'm still like, the people that I still believe are like, nah.
We'll talk about it on Wednesday then.
Yeah, I think we save that, mate, because I don't have much left in me, you know.
No, you're running a rugby league puff?
Yep. Out of rugby league puff. Just want to double check there's nothing that I may have blatantly forgotten. Shout out to Maths, which has had 5 different finales. It was meant to be finished 2 weeks ago. It's not. Tim Zoo got a win. Timmy's back. Well done, Timmy.
Yep.
Anything you want to say about Timmy?
Mate.
He flogged that cunt for 4 rounds.
Cunt. Yep.
He flogged that cunt.
I'm pumped that he's back.
Yes.
The world's better when Tim's winning boxing matches.
Yeah, that's
Simple as that.
Yeah. And he flogged that cunt.
Flogged the fucking piss out of him.
He flogged the fuck out of that cunt.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
We've talked about Bob Irwin's thirsties. This is just a little AFL number, which I think is typical, particularly AFL. You know, 2 guys were arrested at the MCG with guns.
Really? That's pretty etch.
That's fucking etch, isn't it?
What guns do they have?
Tobler's going to have to find that. But, like, what's going on? What is going on, Tobler?
On Thursday night's clash between Collingwood and Carlton, 2 men were found with a pair of loaded guns, each hidden down their pants.
Why?
As part of the 82,000 strong crowd.
How'd they get caught?
Great question. And why they have guns on them?
How old were they?
Trying to read that now.
That's pretty fucking punchy.
Was there an intention? Or they were gangsters?
Oh, we might have just had a couple of old-fashioned gangsters. Melbourne has got a gang. They got a lot of gangsters down there, don't they?
Don't know.
21-year-old and a 37-year-old.
And what was their
According
deal?
to Underbelly, they did, mate.
Yeah.
Tony Mockbell got out on bail.
Did he really? How long's Tony been in for?
19 years.
Get out of town.
Yep. Yeah.
Tony
Supposed to serve 26, got out on bail.
Good behaves.
Oh, no, I think he's got an appeal. Got an appeal.
So you're allowed to bail when you got
Oh,
appeal?
the men aged 27 21 both on bail at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Charged with multiple offences, but police are not treating the incident as terrorism related.
So then it's just gangsters with guns.
Gangsters with guns, it sounds like. And they're obviously, maybe the police fucking pulled them up.
Like followed them, knew they were trying some shit.
The breach appeared to be the result of human error after security personnel failed to follow up an alert from the stadium's artificial intelligence security system.
Wow. So you're getting monitored by artificial intelligence at the ground. They must do like a heat things, heat signatures or whatever.
Fucking hell, they'd be able to. I'm surprised they didn't pull over Robert Irwin.
He wasn't at the game.
Well, how do you know? Seems like the machine was playing up. Rob's got fucking rare, fucking exotic pythons in his DAX.
Have we got any more dribbles? Or is that it?
That's it.
All right, mate. That's us. We're
See
done.
you, lad. Bye.
See you, lad.
Peace.
See you, lad. See you, lad. I almost dozed off at one point doing this potty.
Not surprised, mate.
Had the glasses on, just started closing my eyes. I'm like, fuck it. See how long I can talk for with my eyes closed. Goodbye, everybody.
Could you two just not talk anymore?